everyone, hope you're all doing good. Welcome back to my Everything Wrong with Arsenal stream. It's 2.0 as you can see, and just letting you all know, there will be a 3.0 as well. But this one, 2.0, I specifically want to talk about Arteta. Is signings only. The sales that are all Arteta's. We'll go through the windows, see how he's done, and then total it all up at the end and just see the mess that he's created. Of course, we're going to say we're negative because we just beat Real Madrid 3-0, but that doesn't really massively paper over 5.5 years of absolute dross. We also have a section on wages, pay rises, so make sure you stay for that. That will be a little bit down the line, but to dissect it all with me, I've got an absolute world-class panel. Lee's late as always. Come on, you know Lee. Late is great and all that, he says. Kenny, how you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really good because, I just want to see, because of what's happened on Tuesday, we're all on a high, but, and I'll say a big but, we find ourselves sleeping with one eye open because every Arsenal fan's thinking, yeah, we're 3-0 up, we should go up, but it's Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid. What if they score early? You immediately start panicking, you know what I mean? You have pinching yourself, and I think that's what it is. It's a case of if we win, everyone's going to think, right, let's give it another chance. If we lose in this position, it's near to be it's unforgivable, and I don't think anyone at the club can come back from it.
Well, it's second seconds, isn't it? If he absolutely balls that up. Rashid, how you doing, bruv? Thanks for coming on.
I'm great. This night is getting better and better. Man United bottled it. Tottenham 1-1 draw. They're gonna meet hell in Germany, hopefully. But we won against Real Madrid. I'm buzzing, man. I'm looking forward to this stream as well. We need to put the facts out. They need to see this. They need to see this in writing because they won't believe us when we say it. But when we put it in writing, people may start to think about it otherwise. But yeah, apart from that, big up to the least panel, big up to the chat as well.
Bro, people listen with their eyes a lot more than they do their ears. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to put it up there. That's what I've found out since I've been doing this. Matty, thank you very much as well for joining me, brother. Pleasure, man.
Hey, absolutely, man. Glad to be here, man, amongst the good brethren. Let's just say I've enjoyed the football the last few days, man. It's just been really good. Watching some good football. And we'll be resuming the normal snooze fest this weekend. But as of this midweek, this has been a blast to watch some of these games. They've been relatively competitive. Even though there were a couple of blowouts, the football still was good. And there's a lot of ball to play left in this tournament. I'm looking at scores now. These tournaments are not etched in stone just yet, but there are a couple of teams that's in major trouble, as Rashid alluded to. Spurs going to Frankfurt is not going to be easy. That's probably one of the toughest draws you can get. Is having to go there, So that's gonna be a tough one. And I didn't realize Fiorentina was still in this thing. That's a dangerous team as well. And they've got an end.
They're in the conference, bro.
They're in the conference. Okay, so they all play. You know what? I forgot they play it all on the same day now. They
Betis as well. Betis in the conference. They won 2-0.
Conference. Okay, all right. Well, scratch that. But that's another Spanish team in another competition, by the way. so go figure.
Yeah, man, that's madness. And Spurs ain't winning nothing anyway because they're Tottenham Hotspur, isn't it? DJB, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for joining as well.
All good. Pleasure to be here amongst everyone. And I've enjoyed the European football this week. It's been a nice break from the dross that you see in the Premiership week in, week out lately. So it's been nice to watch some exciting football, some cracking goals. All good. All good to be here, and looking forward to the evidence that you're going to produce, which is good.
Yeah. Now I've got it from a certain angle as well, and a 3.0 will be literal everything. It's too much to put in one show, literally doing everything. I've found that out pretty much the first time. It's so much. But Lee as well, man. Big up, brother. I know you've been a busy man, busy on other streams as well today, and I double appreciate any bit of time that you've got, man. Jumping on is wicked. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I raided the wrong show. You've got about 1 billion shows set up. I raided the latest, the last one. It doesn't do them in the order that you're going live. It does them in the furthest one away first down. Yeah. So this one's down when you've scheduled them all. Yeah, it's got the last one that's scheduled for later down the road. That's the first one it shows. So I've raided the wrong flipping show. But never mind. But yeah, Matty was right. A niner is shite, bruv. Who knew? Who knew? Two of the biggest cock-ups you've ever seen. The second one was hilarious. They're literally straight at him. I don't know if you see it, guys. Straight at him. He bounced straight out and Cherky dinked it in. Unbelievable. But yeah, we had some good football this week, man. Yeah, 2-2, yeah. 94th minute equaliser.
Do you remember when he got lobbed from the halfway line? That was the point where I was like, I was laughing for 5 minutes straight. And then I was like, oh my God. If he stays at Man United, I don't think they're gonna be they're gonna suffer with that goalkeeper. I'll be real.
And if you get a chance as well, go and watch the first goal for Real Betis. Martin Odegaard could never in a million years play that pass. Never. It was like butter through a knife, right through the eye of a needle, mate. 40 yards. It was a pretty straight pass. Took out the whole team.
He's turning into Denilson. Do you know that? I thought about this the other day, Martin Odegaard. He don't do anything. He literally just passes it aside, doesn't he? Matty, in it, bro. He's like
Aaron, you have no idea how funny you are at times, but yeah, you are right. He has actually morphed into Denilson. He looks more and more I think about it, he looks just like when he plays.
He hasn't he? Like, ridiculous. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean Odegaard. That's for another show. But what I did want to start. Go on, mate. Go on.
Well, I was saying quickly about Odegaard. The only thing is with Odegaard, he's got like a cult following, like Arteta, in it. Them two come hand in hand. You can't say anything about. You can't say negative about the manager. You can't say anything about the captain because they're both sort of joint at the hip and they come as a package. So
that's why he's captain. Isn't
it's a difficult one.
He's picked himself as captain, Mikel Arteta. A weak yes man. That's what he's done, isn't he? He was a crap captain as well. He picked a crap captain. It's absolute facts.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that whenever there's a tactical change, he never calls him over. He always calls over Thomas Partey. And when Saka was fit, he was calling off Saka. He never called him over. It was a bit strange why he made him the captain.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a yes man. He's a poster boy, isn't he? He ticks all the boxes, doesn't he, for captain, apart from what you actually want on the field. And then he ticks no boxes.
You know what I heard somebody summed it up the best way. I was in somebody's chat, and they called him a company man. And that's exactly what he is. He's the company man. Whatever the company wants to get done, he's gonna go above and beyond. Hey, cross the ball in, Declan. Cross the ball in.
Where I'm from, we call that a little bitch.
He's a teacher's pet. Let's be honest. I just hate how he's so protected. And why can't he be dropped? Why not? Anybody can be dropped. I thought he was a team sport, but yeah, Aaron, I won't.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, so what I wanted to do as well, just before I start, is sort of pick up where I left off, just so people, and I won't go through it for too long. So obviously this is 1.0, yeah. This is the first one, and basically in this one I broke down Arteta's Arsenal squad, yeah. I won't go through it too much, but essentially all of the 2019 players that he sold gathered a total loss of 375 million. That's sort of where we're at. I'll leave that graphic up just for a second, just to get a couple of people having a little look at seeing where we are. Because the new one that I've got, I've added a few more bells and whistles. So obviously you can see there total at 375. So we're going to start off with the new one, right? So how I've done it is, this is the 1920 signings, yeah? So you got Pablo, Mari, and Cedric. Just them two. MV, market value, just to make it easy for you. Look at the wages these geezers are on, by the way. 85 and 75k. Ridiculous. Their value when they were signed is the MV signed. What we actually signed them for, the market value when they were sold, and what we actually sold them for. So that's how I've done that. And then underneath it, you can see market value when they're signed, and then what we signed them for. So you can see if we've overspent or underspent on all the players. And then underneath that, you've got MV sold versus sold. So you can see how much we've actually lost on them said players. The total players that we haven't sold, that's a different graphic. And then you can see the final loss at the beginning. So obviously, I think it's fairly explanatory. Market value signed 1.8. We signed Pablo Mari for 8 million. That's basically going to be the gist of where we're going for all these inept signings. You know what I mean? Cedric, 8 million. So he was worth, sorry, 8, signed for free, sold for free. You know what I mean? So that's just basically the gist of it. That's the first easy one. The second one, it starts getting a bit more interesting. So you got Runnison. Look at the wages as well. 15k for Runnison. He was worth 1.2. Obviously, we signed him for 2 million. Why not? Sold him for free. There's a lot of that, by the way, people. Again, William signed for free, sold for free. You got the Gabriels, and this is where I want to add it as well. So obviously we haven't sold some of these players yet, boys. So you got Gabriels and you got Parties, and you got their current market value there instead of the sold. Some of them have gone up, some of them not. Obviously you got the star players there; they're loans. All right. So in this summer window 2021, it's all of them as well. Market value signed. This one's not too bad. A little bit close there. And then you got the MV sold. We had a market value loss of 9.8 million. Yeah, not sold is 90 million. So obviously that means the Gabriel and the Party not sold. We lost a little cheeky 2 million in that one. So it's not sounding so bad at the minute. Trust me, it will get worse. I promise you, people. We got in 21, 22. We've sold 2 of the players. Some of them we've kept. Ramsdale's market value when we signed him was 12 million. Guess what? We paid 28 for him, and we sold him for 21.4. Losses. Tavares, pretty much exactly the same. Now you can see here we signed all of these players, right, as a market value of 119 million. We paid 165. Total overspend 46.6 million. We sold the players that we signed for a market value of 50 million. We only got 36.4 for them at yet another loss. And I'm going to go down to the next one. Give us 2 seconds. 22-23. We've signed Turner, Trusty, Jorginho, Marquinhos, Kivio, all of these boys. I won't go all through them individually because it's ridiculous. Market value when we signed them, 165. We paid 188, of course, another 23. We sold them. Their market value was 32 million in this one. We sold them for 13.9. Losses. 23, 24. Obviously, we haven't sold any of these yet, so this is where it will change ever so slightly. But look, Timber, market value 42. We actually got a little bargain there. Rice, 90 million, paid 116.6. This is in euros, by the way, yeah? Havertz, 55. We signed for 75. Look at the ridiculous market value, 187. We signed them 231. That summer, another 44 million down the drain. Signed 231, MV current 215, another market value loss there. And I'll just skim over just quickly to the last one before I get some of your boys' thoughts. We've got Raya, 35. Yeah, these ain't too bad. We made a little mini loss here. Not too bad here. And then I'll get the final one up and then I'll have a little chat with you boys. So we've got the final bit here, yeah? So in a total, we signed 33 players, yeah? But only 31 of them were different players because what you got to bear in mind is we signed Odegaard and Raya on a loan, yeah? So permanent signings are 27, loans were 6, and we only sold 10 of them, right? So all in all, the total market value of the players we signed was 679.5 million. We paid 788.9 for them at a total overspend of basically 110 million. The players that we managed to sell, only 10, were 101.6 million, and we only got 56.5 for them. A cheeky loss of 45.1. Of the 10 players that we sold, we only managed to get 56.5 million, an average of 5.6 per player. That's how shit we are at selling. 27 players that we signed, 788.8 million, an average of 30 million basically per player. Massive difference there. And this is where it gets interesting again, boys. So of the 17 players, as you can see at the bottom there, that we've signed but not sold, their market value was 600 million at a total market overspend of 120.3. That is ridiculous. That's another window. We didn't even spend that in the last window. So we're spunking money left, right, and centre. The players that we signed, 720. So the total signed versus current, we've actually, could make ourselves a little tiny profit there at 18.7. But the market value of the current squad, 739, the growth, 139, minor. So but the point of what I'm doing with this is we are massively overspending. We knew this anyway, but the stats are here now. We're massively overspending and we're massively underselling, ridiculous. And this is where I want to bring you boys in, yeah? So we've got all of these 17 remaining signings that Arteta has signed but not sold just yet, okay? Obviously, the stats there at the bottom, signed 600. That's their market value. We know that 120 million extra. What I want to do is run through these with you boys, yeah, because their market value at the minute, yeah, is obviously all running down to the right. So I played a little game when I added up what I think we could sell these players for in the window, and this is the whole total of what we've lost, yeah, boys. What do you reckon, Gabriel? What do you reckon if we sold all these players in the summer? What do you reckon we'd get for them? So Gabriel, what do you reckon we'd sell him for now, Kenny?
I think, well, remember we heard rumours, and they're unconfirmed rumours, that one of the clubs in the Middle East were offering £100 million for him. Please remember, it's unconfirmed rumours. Unconfirmed rumours. I personally think his valuation is about that, 75 million. But I'm sorry to say it, as much as I've got a lot of time for him and rate him, we're a business. When a defender, if someone's offering me £100 million for my defender, I'm saying, mate, I'm really, really sorry. I know you're unsellable, but when someone's offering £100 million, I'm taking the money, man. I'm really sorry. I feel bad for saying that, but that £100 million can help us. It will hurt us, but in the areas that that we need, like down the left and up top, I'm taking that money. I'm sorry, I can't say no. If someone's on £100 million, 70 million, no way. But again, it's £70 million for a defender. Are you saying no to that? A defender?
Yeah. It's one of them. I sort of had him down at 80. I'm sure like people would pretty much sort of roughly agree. If you sold him in the summer, you'd at least there or thereabouts get him. What do you reckon? And Thomas Partey as well. We know he's going to fuck off for free.
Yeah,
that's a very, 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 very frustrating one. Tomiyasu, Rashid, what do you reckon we're going to get for the Disappearing Act 2025?
Tomiyasu, man, where is he? Where is he? Anybody know where Tomiyasu is?
I don't know,
we
mate.
need to see. Where is he?
Hide and seek champion, mate. 3 years in a row.
Oh my god! Look, Tomiyasu. The thing is that I don't know what the doctors were doing on Tomiyasu when they, when we sign a player, I think doctors like do a little regular checkup, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they did their job right with Tomiyasu because it's not just 1 year, it's not 6 months. It's been since we signed him. How many games has Tomiyasu played? I mean,
he's played 6 minutes this season, yeah.
You can't sell a player on 60. If you've played 6 minutes, you can't sell a player over. I think we'll probably get like 12 million. I don't know who we're gonna sell him to, but I don't know how. You gave me a hard one, Aaron. You gave me a hard player. I don't know.
Yeah. Not much more, is it?
Hey, yo, pause on that. Pause on that. Wow.
Stop it, me. I knew he was gonna say
Why are you gay?
Thank God we're not on your channel.
Keep it clean, Rashid, for crying out loud. Come on, man. It's not that kind of stream.
Tomiyasu is the hardest player to talk about because he hasn't played. How are they going to buy him?
I'd say 12 mil is about right. I don't think a club will be willing to pay a lot more than that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'd say that's about fair. 10, 15, there or
if it's
thereabouts.
Gabriel, I'll give you my... I wanted to talk about Gabriel just for a minute. Gabriel, I agree with Kenny. I'll take that 100. I'll give 30 to Saliba. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll just give 30 to Saliba. Try to talk him into staying for the club, staying. If he doesn't stay, then we have to let go of Saliba and keep Gabriel.
Yeah.
One of them. I would rather Saliba to stay. But
sorry to cut in, Rashid. Yeah, you do realise Tomiyasu's only got 1 year left on his deal, innit? After this summer, when this summer comes around, it ends next June.
What is
5.
it? So yeah,
5.
He's
He's been here 4 years. He's played 84 games.
is that including in the contract extension we give him? Was that only a 1-year extension then for him? Is it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it says
Right, he's-
transfer mark says 2026.
I'm surprised I didn't give him a fucking 5-year deal.
He's played 84 times.
Absolutely.
That's actually embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah. How
Mate,
can you
6
sell?
minutes this season. 6 minutes. Ridiculous. Ben White, what do you reckon we'd get for him, Matty? Not been the best this season. Obviously, our manager's decided to play him when he needs surgery. So
The value is 50 million. I think we could probably let him go for anywhere about between 40 and 55.
yeah,
Depending on give or take who it is. I'm sitting here, man. As y'all are talking, I was sitting here now, and I went through right here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players right here. That right now, if we was to let them go, we could fund this team. We could go out and get some serious ballers. Now, one of them is just on there by default because we were linked. And Kenny touched on it earlier with Magalish, because I was in that camp of if they're offering $100 million for a defender, that's crazy money. Not you can go buy 3 defenders and try to sort that out with the money that you be getting. But the one that's going to really piss off some folks that's going to watch this on the replay or watching live, I see a couple in the chat right now, a couple of mutants in the chat. This will piss them off while they're sitting there. They can stew on this while we talk today. Odegaard needs to be sold. Odegaard needs to be sold.
Fact.
Do you know, I'll skim to that then, Matty, because look, this market value current says 100 million here. I don't agree with that whatsoever, but I can't personally change that because it takes the integrity away of the whole thing. So, what do you reckon we'd sell him for?
Odegaard, we probably get. I'm a realist, man. I know folks like, oh man, he's worth 100 or something like me. Now we probably get about 65, 75.
I was going to say 60, yeah.
Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
I'm
a realist.
I'm thinking 60, 70, yeah. Realistically. Kivior, I thought about 15. I'll skim through the crap because no one really gives a toss about them. Zinchenko, 10, 15.
And then you look over at Vieira, needs to be moved on.
I don't even know what we get for him. Again, 10, 15 in it.
Trossard,
yeah, between 15 and 20 for Vieira, I reckon.
Laconga, thank you. I forgot about Laconga. Yeah,
yeah, I've already added him. We're going to get about that for him. 8 million. Yes,
1.5.
He's got a thing with Sevilla, but it's not a what do you call it, like a loan with an obligation. It's just an option.
Yeah.
And they ain't going to trigger that. No way. What do you reckon on Trossard?
10, 15.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he ain't got long left on his contract either, is he?
2 years.
One year left. You got 1 year left.
1 year left on Trossard.
You'd probably get that, I reckon. 30, 35, I reckon.
I think we signed him on a 3.
Not with 1 year left.
On a 3-year deal.
Yeah, not with 1 year left. Jesus, Lee, what do you reckon on
Just rip up the contract.
Mate, I said that exactly. I'd rip that contract straight up and go get Jonathan David as a backup.
Yeah, Trossard's got 1 year left.
Yeah,
it was a 3-year deal.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's not worth the 30 then. No way.
No.
What do you reckon if we was to get a bit of money for Jesus? Assume he's fit. Humour me. What do you reckon? 20 million?
20.
Yeah.
Possibly 18.
Well, the only thing with Jesus, you might have a get out of jail card with him if the Saudis want him, because he's quite a big name.
Yeah. No more than 20. I think we're still not going to get.
You don't know because the Saudis, they're not interested in what the player is like. They're just interested in names and good PR for their league. Yeah. So you might get sort of 25 for Jesus if the right Saudi club comes in for him. So that you might get out of jail card for him. If you're going to sell him in Europe, you probably won't even get that. You'll probably get about 15 for him if you're lucky.
Yeah. Facts. What about Timber boys? I'll go with you again, Kem.
Thing with Timber, you know what?
Good bloody season, isn't he? Massive season.
I'm sorry, but you know, like your current value of for Timber, you got him down as 50 million. I'm sorry, man. That there's
That's
absolutely
not my valuation. Yeah, it's not
Yeah, but
mine. I
if-
can't change it
there's
for
no
to my
way-
opinion, otherwise it ruins the
Of
integrity.
course, I understand where Darren's coming from. You can never want to. You don't want to let a player like Gabriel go. But £100 million, I'm tempted. But Timber, anything under than 80 or 90, I'm keeping the guy because I still think that is a player that I don't want to sell.
You get 70 mil for it.
So I'd rather sell Benjamin White than him, and that's not.
Yeah.
Because I think Timber, there's levels where I think Timber can go to. I'm not saying Benjamin White can't go to those levels, but when I look at Timber and I compare their performances, Timber to Benjamin White, it's night and day. But I've got a lot of respect for people who think that Benjamin White's got credit in the bank. But come on, if you watch Timber and you watch Timber this season, surely you've got to forget about Benjamin White right back. That there's levels above him.
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at this too, because I think Lee might have said it at the beginning of the season that Benjamin White was going to be the odd man out this year, and it's literally played out that way.
That's another thing I got right. But what do I know?
Yeah, because when Timber was out last year for the injury, so Ben White had one more year, and then when Ben White went out for the injury, that was pretty much sealed the deal for him. That was it, because Timber has been rolling ever since he got into the team full time. So, yeah, I would probably entertain offers for Ben White.
But
I mean,
but Matty, aren't you worried that Timber is injury prone?
Not necessarily, because when he was at Ajax, he didn't have any major injuries like that. So I think this was just a case of the manager overusing him, and he seems to be faring fairly well. I'll give him a pass for now. I don't think he's injury prone. I just think he had a bad injury.
He's done well considering that injury, to be fair, and the way Arteta's treated him, the way he's managed him, I think he's done brilliantly. I'm surprised he hasn't broke down already, to be fair. Fair dues to Tim.
Yeah, but that's why we've got to be worried for next season, though.
Exactly.
Because he's played nearly every minute this season.
Yeah.
So next season, we want to hope he don't break down again.
Yeah. Which is why I said, which is why I think the underlying. I see a couple people in here talk. They're just playing. A lot of people are going to watch this with emotion. They're not going to look at this with logic. You have to think about, if you can get a better player than what you have, you move the player along. Where you can set yourself up to get better players. You're not, if some of these players we've had in the team for years and we still hadn't won anything, hadn't done anything. Some of these players need to be moved on so that we can get better players and stop hoping that some of these players become better players. Where you can go buy already set ready to go better players.
No, that's
Facts.
Yeah, no, facts. What would you what we all going with Trossard, sorry, with Timber then? About 70,
I'd say
80,
about
what was
70,
it?
80, yeah.
I think
I'll go 75 in the middle, yeah. Nice little cheeky 75.
You know what? It can actually go up in value if he has a standout season again. You know what I mean?
Back, though, at the end of the day, clubs notoriously, I know what he's worth to us, but when you sell players on the market, there's not, how many fullbacks do you know go for more than sort of 60, 70 mil? There's not many.
You see.
A few years ago, City paid about 50, didn't they? I think they was it Kyle Walker? Then they got Danilo for about 25, and then who else
go for that sort of money?
Darren came with a good question, because I'm willing to sit into £100 million for Saliba. He's right. Who do you get to replace Gabriel if you break up the partnership? And I really understand that, but sometimes in football clubs, sometimes when you get a crazy offer like that, you have to listen. The temptation to listen to offers is so big that you can't say no. And then another thing as well, if the player, if someone from Saudi Arabia is making an offer for him of 100 million, how don't you think that they would have consulted the player already and offered him and agreed personal terms? Not saying that. That's what I think. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but if I was the Saudis and I made a bid like that, I'll be tapping a guy up and saying, look, potentially this is how much we can offer you, how much, and you say, I want more. Well, yeah, that's no problem. You know what I mean?
Kenny,
You know,
that was
you could go and get Mark Gahey for probably about put a bid in for him.
Morello from
Morello would be a
Nottingham
good
as
one.
well.
That'd be a good one. Yeah, that'd be a good replacement.
Mark
was
Mark Gahey of Palace. That would be a good one to prize. That would be a good one to. I think he would work well in our defence alongside Saliba.
One of the things that happened this year that really irked me was the beginning of the year. Palmeiras put in a bid for Jesus. They wanted him. They was willing to pay about 40 million for him.
That's wow.
We turned it down.
Wow.
We're the same club that turned down the Ainsley Maitland-Niles like £25 million bid. Callum Chambers £16 million bid. We don't know when to sell.
40 for Nketiah. We turned out 40 for Nketiah.
That's all going to stop now. This guy's in, though, isn't it?
Well, there you go. See, that's the point. The JB, this is what I keep trying to tell people.
Yeah,
I've warned people. I've warned some of our fan base. Brace yourselves for impact. There will be some players moved out of here that's going to shock some people this summer.
In fact,
you know what you guys have just described. You haven't described. You predicted a scenario where there's got to be a compromise between Beto and Arteta, and you know full well with the squad that Arteta's built up, someone's going to have to go.
Yeah.
They don't want to face the music, but it's somebody. Some of these players that people have fell in love with over the last 3 or 4 years, they're going to have to see them leave in order for us to get better. Hey, if the manager doesn't agree with it, he'll go either. We've seen it many times with football. If a manager doesn't get a player that he wants, he leaves because he doesn't feel he's being supported, or he leaves if a player's sold over his head.
Yeah.
I just can't get me head. When you look at that squad in front of you on paper, there's only about 3 or 4 players that really stand out. The rest, if you compare that squad to Arsenal squads we've had in the past, look at it. Just take a look at it.
Yeah, but I've said it many times. We have to get used to the fact that we if we didn't appreciate what we had under George Graham and the early years of Arsene Wenger, then it's a shame because I don't think we'll ever see the players that ilk ever again at Arsenal. Unfortunately,
but it's worrying. It's worrying. You look at, for example, Jesus, 50 million. You're trying to tell me 50 million doesn't get you a better player than Jesus? 45 million, Calafiore. Are you trying to tell me that there's not a better left back for 45 million?
Well, but the thing about it,
we've wasted tons of money on this. Left back.
You've got Egal and you've got other people, and respect to them because they're on a crest of a wave. They say that Arsenal's attractive as possible, a destination or employer of choice, and they shout it down. But as I said before, I didn't get the chance to say yesterday. But as I said before, I was in Manchester for the match, not for the Manchester derby, but I was there for the boxing. And the hotel I stayed at is a posh hotel. The breakfast was nice, by the way, very, very nice. Just saying. Anyway, it's the football. But I was staying there, and how can you call Man United a wash club when you've got fans from all over the world just coming for one match and spending £350 a night in a hotel for one match, and then you go to the Domino's Pizza that's open 24 hours, and you bump into a father and son from Norway, and then you go in the lift, you speak to a father and son from Austria. Then you see an American convoy. You see the biggest Chinese convoy I've ever seen, and you try to tell me they're still not a big club, and they're massive. What go to them?
They bought Varane and Casemiro. That's something we could never.
Exactly.
When's the last baller have we bought, Kenny? When's the last baller?
I don't think we.
Aubameyang.
Can I ask you a question, right? As much as they're going to be our potential rivals, don't you think when you when you look at football and you like being played panache, you say, thank God for PSG and Barcelona, even though they're the teams that could hurt us. When you see a player panache, you see 3 players from PSG play with panache.
Yeah.
And then you turn over the channel on TNT Sport, and you see Barcelona got 3 or 4 players playing for panache. And then you watch us as though we won 4-0. And you watch Man United, you watch the Pep football that is basically we serve the diet of that crap week in, week out, game after game. And you think, what's happened to our league? Where's our game gone? It's like you're looking at all the players, and a lot of people lamented, where's the stars? Yeah, where are the stars?
Yeah, true.
Where's the stars? We should
Man City used to have stars, Kenny, but now obviously because of the age and everything, players like Bernardo Silva and do you know what I'm saying? They had stars there.
Aguero,
Aguero,
mate. Proper players, mate. Proper players. Just before I move to Declan Rice, just quickly, couple of supers I just want to nick through. Goonery, big up, brother. Does Lee still have a channel? No stream in a day. I know, yeah, mate. It's because he's been double generous today. Lee's given his time to Jez, to myself. No, he's been double good today. Bless up, Lee, man. Man United, HOJ, how you doing, brother? Calafiori, Arteta's 5th highest signing. These are why I put these things up, mate. Absolutely batshit, brother. But big up, man. Double appreciate it. Yeah, boys, just to quickly just move it on ever so slightly. Rice, I want to come to you, Matty, my brother. What do you reckon we get for Declan Rice?
I don't think we're gonna. I know he had outstanding free kicks the other night. I don't think we're getting 100 million for him. Quite frankly, I feel like we overpaid.
Yeah,
and I feel like because I always go back to this when we initially went for him. In the window, they told us 75 million, and then we went back in the summer and overpaid 100. I would probably say Rice is probably between, and this is just my estimation, I'd say probably between 65 and 75 million.
Yeah, that's where I'm pretty much at.
I'd say probably there.
70,
if we win the
75.
Champions League,
now, if we win the Champions League, each of these players they'll probably go up. They'll probably go kind of a tier. They'll probably all go up on a tier a little bit, just. But then it would also be based off. You would then you have to carry that over into the next season. Do these players do that again in the next season, or is the Champions League a one-off? Because I think what gets lost in this is people don't understand that. Well, with a lot of these players, we hadn't won anything, so the value is starting to drop over time, and you've got to start winning something. Then there are certain players that actually, they outplay the team in a sense of where the team may be struggling, but that player is the standout like soccer, and then their value goes up because people can say, "Oh, he's doing his thing or whatever." I think that's what we have here.
That's something I wanted to ask as well. You, Matty, Kenny, Aaron, Lee. Lee's not here. DJ. You know how Berta used to work with Simeone, and Simeone's a proper coach. He used to make players better, right? You can see that Arteta. How many players did he really make better? Let's say 4 or 5 players. Do you think he's going to struggle with this manager if he's looking like he's going to stay for another 2 years now? If he gets to the semi-final or the final, another 2 years, or 3 years. Do you think that's going to be a problem?
Oh, here we go. Good at ER. It's funny we're talking about Declan. It's called him Declan Irish now. I call him Declan English. But it's a really good question that you came up with, Rashid, because if you think about Atletico Madrid, one thing you could always say about Atletico Madrid, even before Berta was there and since Berta was there, you think about the amount of players that they've sold for big money. Diego Costa, Falcao, Aguero, Fernando Torres, Rodri, Griezmann. I'm like, and most of them have been forwards. They've got these players and turn them into superstars. And Thomas Partey, of course.
Thomas Partey, yeah.
I think Thomas was Thomas Partey.
He was
already there?
he was keeping
he was.
at the team,
Was
innit?
he a signing though?
He was.
Was he a signing?
I don't know. I'm not just talking about but I'm just talking about Atletico Madrid
Oh right, yeah.
in general.
Apologies,
Before Berta got there, when Berta was there, and since when Berta is there, they've always found a way to get players and turn them into superstars. And those players have always excelled. Was Cunha there? Was Cunha at Atletico?
Yeah, he's helping us. He's helping us. Yeah, Partey was there as well. I mean, Berta's been there for 12 years. All those players that you mentioned, Kenny, and it's down to the manager. Bear in mind that Simeone's been there for a long time as well. I don't know.
So if he's been there for 10 years, then he would have been the one who sanctioned the sale of Diego Costa at Chelsea, who he got for next to nothing, and he's turned him into a very expensive commodity. Obviously, Fernando Torres was there before him, but I'm just talking about Atletico in general. How do they keep on producing these gems? And maybe Simeone he might not have won anything for 4 years, but in terms of the players that he's nurtured and turned them into big money, I suppose he's to the Atletico members, not because there's not really a board, it's the fans. He's probably that's probably is a trophy. He's kept Atletico Madrid afloat by getting gems, turning them into big players, and selling them on at the right time, and still being able to have a conveyor belt of top players and keep Atletico Madrid as well, still one of the top sides in Spain and Europe.
Yeah. What's our biggest problem when it comes to players? Moving players when they need to be sold.
Yeah,
we've had trouble with that for the last 10 to 12 years. Moving players when they need to be moved on. This is why he's brought in. I mean, you've got to. I mean, the fact that he has been able to unearth gems. Like I said, he's had a few hit or misses. I mean, we just had a whole panel show worth of some of the worst players we've ever had. So that means you're going to always have one or two that are going to fall by the wayside. But for the most part, he's getting players that either still have some tread on the tires, and he's getting them at the right time. He's able to get something out of them. Then he has players that this player might be okay, but I think we could probably move him for about 80, 90, and then we can go take that and look at getting something that's a little bit better. He's stabilizing. He stabilized the team, and that's what we have a look. Just look at the numbers that you've shown. This management, past management rather, has had major issues with selling players, bringing in players, and developing players. These are all areas that he shines in.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to put this up as well, because you've seen from the other slide, we're losing money when we're selling players massively. And when we're coming to our overspend is ridiculous. 120, that's another whole summer window. Well, this is one of the points I wanted to get while we're going through the valuations, because there's a massive point to it. And I will want to come down to Lee, who's back here. Havertz, come on, man. Tell me. 29. What's he worth, bruv? I had to wait for you with this one.
29.
Your mate.
50 quid? maybe I don't know, maybe fucking 25, 30 million. It's rubbish, mate.
That's all I've had down 25 million. Yeah.
Just to come back to what you were saying a minute ago about Berta, his net spend in 12 years was 100 million.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yep, 100 million. He sold Griezmann for 127 million and then brought him back for 20 million.
We've overspent more than that in these signings alone, just these 17.
But we was talking about the players. We was talking about the players that when Berta brought a player to Simeone, or obviously they brought him both, Simeone makes him a better player in order for him to be sold. Arteta, we're going to struggle with that.
Yeah, the only two they really cocked up on are pretty much Felix. So they didn't get a lot of money back for him. They got 50 mil. Yeah. And Thomas Lemar.
Yeah,
92 million for him.
Yeah.
that was one that didn't work out. I was surprised by
Well, no, it was less than 92. That's how much we apparently bid. He went there for about 70 mil.
Oh my days.
That was the Alexis Sanchez to Man City, possibly, wasn't it? Was that the one? Was it that window? Wasn't it? We was waiting.
Yeah, that was when apparently we were getting Thomas Lemar on deadline day for 92 mil. Yeah, good one. Yeah, France were playing that night as well. Load of rubbish, but yeah, as for 29, he's crap.
Yeah. Raya, Kenny, what we saying?
Raya. I think with Raya, David Raya. I don't know, man. I know you've got him down as 40 million. You know what? I have to ask you a question, right? And I'm not it's just a general question to yourself. If he's 6 foot, if he is about 6'5", performing like he is as he is now, would his value go up? Is it because the reason what I'm trying to say is that he's a top keeper, but I know some managers will look at his height and think, I need someone, because you know, like the top goalkeepers, they seem to be anything above 6'4". Some of them are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, it would take Courtois, wouldn't it?
Courtois 6'7", isn't he?
Yeah.
And I don't know, because I'm looking at it and I look at your valuation. I was thinking, is it his height? And it's not. It's a footballing question because I'm just going by the.
Do you think he's worth more, Ken?
Yeah.
I'm not. Yes and no. Because I look at him and I know we got a gem, but his age as well. How old is he?
I actually don't.
Because I know he was at Blackburn.
He's older than Ramsdale. I know that. I reckon he's probably 29, 30, knocking on that.
I know he was at Blackburn for a while, and he was the first teamer then, and he had great years at Brentford, and we were in for him for a while. I don't know why we didn't get him earlier, and now we've got him. I say that if someone came knocking on the door,
29.
I think 50 million, 60 million tops. I don't think we'll go for anything more than that.
I think it's with goalkeepers though. They're their own sort of little gang, aren't they? And it depends on the supply and demand, doesn't it? I mean, if a club is desperate for a goalkeeper, you know, and if they come into someone like Raya, you probably could get that for him. I would have thought, if you know, because if a club is desperate for a goalkeeper, because let's be honest, it's a unique position, isn't it? Goalkeepers don't generally go up for sale sort of willy-nilly, do they?
Do you remember the release clause they had an Oblak, albeit 6 or 7 years?
Yeah. So, I mean, you know,
I think it's about right there, 40 million. I couldn't see us selling him for 45 or 50.
What if he wins this player of the season? He's probably player of the season anyway.
Yeah, but Ramsdale done that, and we sold him for 5 million less than he was valued at, or we paid for him. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, Arsenal just sell shit. Do you know what I mean? It's all well and good saying that. I get what angle you're coming from, Rashid, but almost things like that don't make no difference. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to Arsenal, we just sell shit.
We've done well with Eddie.
Madness. I'll put 40 down. I don't think we'll lose money on him. Do you know what I mean? Calafiori, what do you reckon? We're definitely going to lose money on him, Rashid, didn't we, brother?
Just send him back. Just pay for his flight. Just pay for his flight and be done with.
Andre Santos, mate.
He's a model. He's a model. Yeah. Just turn him into a model, something like that. Give him a gig.
Maybe let him. Sorry, Russian. Let him go in the club shop and just be one of them models. You know, the little mannequins. Yeah, he can just be a real life one. Doesn't meet and greet every day or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Little Abercrombie and Fitch geezer, isn't it?
Yeah, one of them ones.
That's what he's good for. That's what he's good for, man. Like, can we be honest here? Maybe Calafiori is not a left back. I don't know what he is. They told me he's a centre back. And then he played as a left back, and he's shit. And then we move, and then we see him going forward. He's good going. Well, not good, not amazing, but like he's better going forward. So
Carl's going forward, mate.
What is he really? What is he really?
He's a fucking massive waste of money. That's what he is.
30 mil, I reckon. 30 mil.
45.
We ain't even getting
30. Yeah.
He's on 120 grand a week.
Mind? Yeah.
25.
Which top team in Italy? Because that's where he'll go. Right? Which top team in Italy will pay 120 grand a week to him? Which top
Yeah,
team in
they're
Italy are
paying
wanting?
10. Lee,
This
they're
is why
paying
I
10.
think a lot of these players are going to end up.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
going
no,
to the likes of Calafiori is going to end up going on a free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is why when
Not
these
most
top
of them.
gooners sit there and say we're the most attractive club in the world right now,
Which
one of
we
the most
have.
attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because we overpay on wages, and everyone knows that. Oh, fucking hell,
Yeah,
Arsenal paid me 10 times more than I was on at Bologna.
That's what
You
we
want to
said.
get in there, mate? You want to get in there?
This is
Lee,
what
I'm
we
so
said
glad you said that, Lee,
yesterday,
because
wasn't
my next one, once we've wrapped this little bit up, my next one is the wages. I'm so glad you said that. We will definitely get on to how muggy Arsenal are. 100%. What we said for Calafiori, 25? I can't see us getting 30
I
million for him.
I think 12, 15, something like that. You can't get 25 for him. Who's going to buy him for 25?
I'm thinking,
I don't know.
yeah.
Someone
If he's
will
going
pay
Italy, no one's buying. If he's going Italy,
Right.
no one's
It'll be
buying.
at FC. It'll be at FC Como in 2 years. Remember, I said that at the start of the season. FC Como will buy him. Yeah, they love a hipster player, don't they?
How much? Lee?
What we said,
20 mil.
20?
20 mil.
He'll be at Bari.
Yeah, Bari. Oh, he might go to that zesty one in Germany. Is it German? What they call St. Pauli.
St. Pauli.
Yeah.
Matty,
you got the last one. Mikel, superstar striker Marino.
Hey man, I'd sell him as a striker right now. We probably get some change for him, man. We get a piece of change. Change his position, put him in striker, and somebody probably over in Kosovo or whatever would give us a piece of change for him. But no, seriously, no, I think he'd probably go because he's not a good defender at all.
No.
Yeah.
You got to slash off of that. I'd say probably about 16.
I was thinking, 15,
About
20 max. Yeah.
Again, another one is on 130 a week. Rip off.
Oh.
This is
So
the
when
big
you find
problem.
the players, you've got to look at the wage bill, the wage that they're taking as well. Like this is why we have players that don't want to leave. That's why they run their contracts down. Who's going to pay Thomas Partey 200 grand a week?
That's what your boy did. That's what old
Saudi.
What's my man's name? He was on the other slide. The defender, Suarez.
Yeah.
That's what Suarez did.
Cedric Suarez, he was on 90.
Yeah, he said, "I'm going to see my contract out."
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do at Arsenal. They see their contracts out, go on a free. We just lose money. We have done.
Remember with Fulham were sniffing around Cedric Suarez. He still wanted to stay.
Yep, they couldn't afford 90 a week. It's mad.
That's-
And this is the thing: if a player goes for nothing, they'll pay the wages. Yeah, but if you're paying 30, 40, 50, 60 million, and then you got to give them 260 or 250 or 220 or 180, all of a sudden you're talking a fuck ton of money.
Scary striker.
I hope, I hope Berta starts extorting these players. They need extortion. They need extortion just to drop the price. They need. I hope he gets the Italian mob on them because there's no way these players are going to be sold. Look at the wages. Oh my god,
mate. Well, that is the next one. Trust me, we'll get into that. But do you know what, boys? Yeah, to wrap this little bit up here, I added up on the calculator, and we pretty much all agreed on what I'd had done anyway. 540 quid if we sold them all in the summer.
540 quid,
and it will 540 mil. You know, that's if we sold them all this summer, and that won't happen. It will be worse than 540, by the way, much worse. That means we signed these 17 players that Mikel Arteta signed for 720 million, and we only think we'll be able to get 540 from. That's 180 million pound loss just on these 17 players that's still here. It's even going to be worse than that because we're not going to sell them all next year. What about if Gabriel goes for free? Thomas Partey going for free? What about if Tomiyasu's going to stay, isn't he? Because he's on the wages he's on is absolutely ridiculous.
Lukonga's in the summer raffle, isn't he?
Odegaard. Is Odegaard going anywhere?
He's the local scout raffle hut. He is Lukonga. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just
mad.
This is
180 million pound loss that will be if we was to max value sell all of these players, and it's going to be worse than that. Once all of these lot are gone, or the vast majority of them, that will go up. That will grow. That will be about 250 because players will go for free. And the point I was going to say is Havertz, he ain't going nowhere on 280k a week. He'll leave for free. There you go. There's a massive loss. 65 million and probably about another 80 odd million in wages.
Down the drain.
That. Same with Gabriel Jesus, he'll probably do a Talar because of the wages we've given. Calafiori, he'll do a Talar. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for the 120k a week. It's madness, and that's why I want to put these stats up, because we're already overspending on all of these players anyway. And we're already, at best case scenario, going to have a nearly £200 million loss just on his own signings. No one else, so we can't blame any other thing. This is all under his regime. It's madness, boys. How are we getting away with this? And when you couple that with when he was just selling his, like the 2019 squad, that was a 375 million loss. How are they getting 200 million now with his players? What are we doing here? It's just ridiculous. Well, I just don't understand it, Ken. How can a business run like this and still be afloat? And people think that we're mad.
The trouble is that if you Arsenal, for a club like Arsenal, who used to prize themselves as being like the club that does things the right way, I just think it's an example of modern football now. There's so much money in football, but the trouble is with football is that I think they can take losses because they know the TV money's going to keep on coming. They know the merchandise money's going to keep on coming. There's some things in football that are a sure thing, i.e. a fixture list, having to play 38 games, crowds packing a grand, but the biggest sure thing is money keeps on coming in. As much as you lose each season, you'll get it back in some other way. In fact, a lot of clubs spend the money before it goes in the bank because they know they're going to get it. And fortunately, with the wages you have to pay players now, and the fact that a majority of the money accrued goes to players, you're never going to be in profit unless you sell big players, and fans won't have it. Clubs won't have it because they're scared of being weak and being in contention of trophies. Arsenal are the worst for that. You shouldn't have a situation where players are leaving for free. But Arsenal got too many players who just won't budge. And let's face it, the better players that we were, no clubs coming for our better players like they used to do under Wenger. We weren't nothing. Tell me again, as much as I wasn't a big fan of Wenger towards the end. At least when it came to business, we sold big and got big. We got big salaries. So big transfer fees for players. Massive.
But the biggest ones we got, Kenny, were like 40 mil.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you're talking about, I hate what you mean, but we're talking about 2006. 40 mil is pocket money now. But in 2005, 2006, and the early 13, 14 years ago, that was still, weren't it? Think about it. Adi Boyle in 2009, all right, it's £25 million, but that's still a player that was big money then. You know, Van Persie, big money again. At the time, in 2005 to 2005, 2006, getting up to 2012, if you sold a player for 35 million,
we sold Overmars for like 30 though.
Yeah.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you, man.
Yeah. Just quickly before I move on, big up Scott, mate. Bit 100%. Thank you very much for the super chat. Since Arteta was joined 5 years ago, 5 times has a player scored a hat trick. For comparison, there was 4 hat tricks in the 16-17 season alone. Do you know what that probably was as well? Aubameyang, I bet you was at least 2 of them. You can probably guarantee that. And he binned him off instantaneously. I couldn't tell you when the last couple of hat tricks was.
2017?
Alexis would have got one of them.
One of them.
Alexis would have got one.
Giroud
would have got one.
Was Wally Walcott still there then?
Yeah, Wally Walcott was
Walcott got one. Yeah, I think he might have got one.
Did Welbeck got a hat trick, didn't he, against Galatasaray in the Champions League? I wonder if that's one of them as well. I'm sure.
I was against Ludogorets.
Yeah, Ludogorets.
Yeah.
Ludogorets, yeah.
Yeah. We spread the goals around now. We spread them around.
It's a community, isn't it?
Who are our non-negotiable players? These are players that absolutely you ain't getting. We're not selling.
Timber.
Yeah. Gabriel
and Saliba.
Saka.
That's about it.
That's about it, really.
There's 4. I mean, Rice,
Probably
there's a
is.
question-ish sort of about that, but he's replaceable. It's just whether you're going to spend ridiculous money replacing it. It's pointless, isn't it? It's absolutely pointless spending high money and doing that for him. But what I will do, go on, sorry, Kim.
I think with Bukayo Saka is that one of the things that the reason why you don't want to sell, it's not just the fact that you're selling the player and his footballing ability, you're selling the image rights as well. If I'm doing the eye test when I go to matches and I go into the thing, his image rights and his merchandise sells the best out of every Arsenal player we have.
That's crazy.
And the guy who's after him, it's like a Paul second.
It's a bit like us in the league. And the one underneath that, spot on. Yeah, Maitland-Niles and Skelly as well.
Yeah.
Not Maitland-Niles. You can tell I'm tired, can't you? I meant Ethan and flipping Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles, fuck, do me a favour. Skelly.
Hey, Lee, he had a chance to sell
all the
him.
time.
He had a chance to sell him. He turned the money
Yeah, he
down.
did. Yeah, he offered 20 million to sell him, and we said no, and then let him go for nothing. He played tonight against Man United.
Look good. Look good.
Yeah, Lacazette didn't know.
Oh, Lacazette.
He's
Go on. Sorry, Kim.
Oh, Lacazette and Aubameyang, man. Jesus Christ, man. They were very, very like they're one of the bad eggs that Mikel wanted out, innit?
Boys, it is one that I'm sure you'll all appreciate. So obviously I've been looking at the wages, and right at the end there you can see current. That's what they're on now, of course. But we're going to start with the previous club and their wage at their previous club, then the first Arsenal wage, and then following pay rises. You can see there's all different ones there. Havertz, 250k at Chelsea. For some strange reason, we decided to give him 280. Jesus, 90, 265 now. Rice, 60k at West Ham. We've given this geezer 240, quadrupled it. Odegaard, Real Madrid was 80k. We've ended up giving him 240. Party, 85, 200. Saka, I couldn't see which one his first wage was, to be fair.
I think it's
10k. Apologies, 10k.
Yeah, I was going to say Saka's first one's 10.
Yeah, because he's in the previous club. Yeah, apologies. I couldn't actually find what Martinelli's was at Ituano, to be fair, but Saliba's was 20k, 60. He got moved on to Zinchenko. Lee, you've said this plenty of times.
Aaron,
20.
you talking about Martinelli, man? He's probably getting paid a bag of chips and 2 crackers.
Yeah, so I think we're in Brazilian League 2 or 3 or something.
I mean, he had to be making about 45 real. I mean, what you talking like?
He's still in the purveyor at that wage, isn't he?
Yeah, they'll be paying him in coffee. They'll be paying him in coffee. Just
yeah, I mean, they're giving him some couscous and what not?
Bit of Declan couscous and all that.
Yeah, and now he's on 180 grand a week.
Yeah.
Shit.
Where's the incentive, mate? There's no incentive, is there? But yeah, he was in the fourth tier of Brazilian football, by the way.
Yeah, he was getting paid about 35 real.
Wow.
Look at Trossard signing. That is a guy that's been tried. That's a guy who's been sanded out and has been listening to what the Saudis are offering. That guy is going at the end of the season, mate.
I reckon he will as well.
And also, getting back to Gabriel Magalhaes, right? About he won't leave the club. His head won't get turned. Look at his wages. He's our best player, I would say.
Yeah,
most
And
important.
he's on 100k, and he's looking up at Odegaard, a man like that, on 200 odd grand a week.
Yeah.
You're telling me that if the Saudi club don't come in and offer him 500 grand a week, he's going to go, no, it's all right, I'm staying at Arsenal.
No,
Not even 500, 350. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I've got a bone to pick with you, Aaron, as well.
What?
You spelled Bologna wrong.
Oh shit! Oh, I really have. Yeah, I've done it twice.
Gabriel,
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, what we doing there?
You spelled it right. You spelled it right on Tommy's one, mate. Yeah, you're getting so angry writing it. Go on, sorry.
Oh
DJ.
yeah, I haven't. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Gabriel should not be on 100 grand a week. If he's on 100 grand a week and he's looking at all them players above him, look at Zinchenko, right? Zinchenko's on 150 grand. A man like Magalhaes is on 100k.
He was on 20 at
I'm
Man
sorry.
City. Why did we
I'm
give him
sorry.
DJ.
150?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
He's thinking
but,
to himself. Sorry, he's thinking to himself, like, I'm the best striker. I'm a better striker than Havertz. What am I doing in 100? He can defend and score
Yeah.
goals. What am I doing in 100? It's madness. He's looking at Havertz getting 280 for what?
Yeah.
For 10 goals a
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. And this
Right.
is what I'm saying. So if a club came in for him and they were going to offer him big bucks, mate, and he's 27 years of age, don't be surprised if Gabriel Magalhaes doesn't get
And
sold.
he's Brazilian.
Do you know what one of the worst ones on there? And I never knew that. Kivior was on
What's that?
$2.5 grand
Yeah.
a week, and we put him on
2.5 at
58 grand.
Holy smoke! Shit.
2.5 at
How
Sport,
the
yeah.
hell do you go from 2.5 grand to 58 grand, bruv?
Hey, yeah.
Mate.
Mate, that's
That's
like 22
Lot of
times
cracking
wage
life,
increase.
isn't it?
Bro, do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, that's
what?
not a typo. That is not a typo.
Well, that's
2.5, yeah, it's not 25, it's 2.5.
How much is that a
yeah.
year? 2.5 grand a week times 52. How much is that?
That's
2.5 times 52.
That's about 100.
That's 130. 130.
Yeah.
Right? 130 minus 58. Right? Minus 58. Fucking hell. Mate, do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
He's getting in a week. Right? Fucking
What are we
fucking hell.
talking?
Kivior, right? So in 2.5 weeks, he earns his entire fucking year's salary from Spezia. 2.5 weeks. Make that make sense. If you're on 2.5 grand a week and you're coming into Arsenal, where you go, mate, it's 10 grand. Yeah, it's 5 grand. It's 6 grand.
To sit on
And
the
you'll
bench.
have a target related thing. A certain amount of games will give you a bonus. Yeah,
And he's
clean
sitting on
sheets
the
will give you a bonus.
Hey, he sits on the bench as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just doing
yeah.
nothing. You're right.
Look
Yeah.
at
What does he actually do? Nothing. Neto,
Look
you,
at
did you
Timber.
put Neto on there?
Mistakes.
Did you-
look at
Oh, no, he's
Timber.
alone, innit? Of course you didn't.
Yeah, I left
We've-
the loans
We've
out.
just
yeah.
been gassing up Timber and pricing him at like 70, 80 million for a fullback. Man sitting on wages at 90k a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our best 3 defenders, are on. where's Saliba? Saliba's on. He's on 190. Right, Saliba's on 190. Right, fucking Kivior's on. Not Kivior. Timber's on 90. So that's 280.
Yeah.
380. They're on 380 between them. Our best 3 defenders. That is actually crazy.
Our best
Yeah.
3 players are on 380, and you got Havertz lording it around on 280 grand a week, scoring 9 goals a season.
Someone should look into Edu. He's on some dodgy business. Something's going on. Something's
Trust
going
the
on when you look
process.
at these
All of
wages.
them ain't on it, man. Because the manager had to sign off on this. He had to authorize this.
Go
Yeah,
for
he
it.
gets the final word on transfers, his word. Yeah, and not only
Read
that,
it.
they would know that he would know the budget that he has to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the wages are included in the budget. And I know that because Wenger's told us 1 billion times when he was our manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. David Dean's come out and said it before. Ivan Gazidis has said it before. Yeah. Multiple others. Simon Jordan said it before on TalkSport. The wages are included in the transfer budget.
Yeah.
So you have this much to spend, that is included for wages.
But Lee,
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
we beat Real Madrid 3-0, and it's beautiful football, and I love them.
Yeah. And we're all in the mud.
Makes no difference, yeah. Isn't it?
Mm.
This don't make no difference.
great-
We're gonna
we had
get
a great
maybe to a
knockout.
semi-final and then lose it.
Yeah, don't worry, man. We're going to live off this one for fucking the next 3 years now. Yeah, but
we
we
had a
beat
great-
Madrid.
Look at Marino. Look at Marino.
Doesn't matter if we don't win anything.
saying.
We beat
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
Madrid 3-0. That's all that matters.
Mikel Marino, Sociedad's third
Good
choice.
point.
So
You've missed
third choice.
Calafiori, bruv.
Fucking... You spelled
Calafiori.
you spelled Sociedad wrong as well, mate.
Yeah,
So
never mind.
bad.
Never mind.
I'm just nitpicking.
Yeah. But I'll edit it later.
No, but so,
It's what it is.
Sociedad's third best midfielder was on 55 grand a week. He came
Hmm.
straight to Arsenal on 130.
It
And
just
he's a
showed up.
striker.
Calafiori, bruv.
And he's a striker.
Calafiori on the correct spelling of Bologna. 11k, 120 we give him. He was
Yeah.
on
But a lot of
11
this is
at
Edu.
Bologna.
A lot of this is Edu's doing as well.
Yeah.
I've always said he was a clown.
Called
It was-
boot salesman.
Bro,
Wasn't
it's
it?
ridiculous.
Wasn't it?
Tommy Asu was on 11k at wrong spell in Bologna. We give him 55k, whatever, 100k we give him last season, a pay rise. Almost double your money pay rise, 1 year extension, and he ain't fucking played.
Can I ask a question?
6 minutes.
Why did we get Jorginho for what we paid for him, and why is he on 110,000?
Yeah, that's what he was on at Chelsea when I was doing it.
And we paid
earlier.
what, 12 million for him?
Yeah, we paid 12 million. So why? I mean, come on, that should be what, Lee? 35, 20?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The way I work wages out, if you're coming in on 100 million quid fee, then surely, yeah, cool, you're entitled to, as 100 million quid top earner of the top transfer of the club, you're going to be surely the top fucking earner,
Hey,
right? Or one of them. Yeah.
Hey, talking of Jorginho, you know, like he's looking to go flamenco. What the hell are they going for flamenco?
Oh, he'll probably earn about 20 grand. But this is the thing, you don't need the money now. He's caked, he's minted. Yeah. But this is the thing, right? If you're coming in as somebody like Kivior, right, a 24 million quid player, right? How are you on? Yeah, there or thereabouts, the same as Jorginho, who came in for 12 mil. You've come in for double the price. Yeah, okay, cool. You can say experience and all of that. Yeah, he's got the experience. Okay, cool, whatever then. Yeah. So how comes then? Yeah, working on that basis, then we bring in fucking Calafiori and put him on 120, and we bought him for 40. Mate, none of this makes sense.
Calafiori's on more than Magalhaes and Timber.
That's what I'm saying. Mate, it's unbelievable when you do this, mate.
This is why when they say, "Oh yeah, Arsenal can attract players," no, we attract them through wages. We don't attract them through what we've won.
Yeah,
you know, all these players know each other, yeah. And if they don't know someone, one of their mates will know someone that knows that player, right? Mm-hmm. You know, they're all in group chats and everything. They're probably half of them are probably sitting at home in group chats, going, "Fucking hell, can you believe these mugs are giving me 250 a week? Yeah, I'll give you 280 a week, or give me fucking." I'm 240 a week. I bet Declan Rice walks out of that fucking meeting with his agent, fucking pissing himself. Yeah, high fiving, they fucking cuddling each other. Yeah, he was on 60 grand. Yeah, 60 grand a week, and now he's on 240, four times his wages.
Yeah, and the other,
he's 100 million quid signing, so I get that. I kind of get that one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the other side of the coin to that, Lee, is that you've got also players saying, like Magalhaes and Timber, fuck. How are we only on like 90, 100 grand a week when like man's on like 200 grand a week? What's going on? We're putting our players out for this club.
Yeah, well, the top lot have set the precedent, isn't there? You've got Havertz and Jesus now. Let's say we do get Gyökeres. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we come in. He's going to come in, go up. What's the wage structure? 280. I want 350 then because Havertz is on 280.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? And he's not worth 350.
I bet all Gyökeres is going to get, judging by, obviously, you look at he's come from Portugal. He was at Coventry he was at Brighton as well. I think if we offered him 150, he'll come. I think
there should be a goal. There should be a goal.
It depends who's in.
You sign a player
competition for a minute.
You think because that'd be his first initial contract, and obviously if he does well, the club want to keep him. No increase his wages.
Victor Gyökeres at Sporting is on. Where is he?
35 mil. 35.
Why the fuck can't I find it? I found it the other day. Here it is. Right. Victor Gyökeres is on 46,154 €1,000. 46,000 euros is about 32, 34, 33 grand. About 34.
Yeah, which means 150,000 £50,000 per week. That's about right.
Yeah. And he's their second highest player. He's their second highest paid player.
Yeah.
Yeah, 150 grand. Yeah, 150 grand.
More.
When I spell it right, I will do, Kieran. Yeah.
Arsenal will give him 250. Yeah, Tom. Because if you look at that, yeah, Partey's wages is coming off. Yeah, Kieran Tierney's is coming off. Jorginho's is coming off. There's 400 grand saved straight away.
You know what? That's bad business. For me, that's bad. Even though I'm a lefty, even I think that's bad business to give you 250. And not because the simple reason is that if I was a paying club, the most I'll give him is 5 times what he's earning, and I think I'll get away with it. Because at the end of the day, I understand there's a value across Europe and everything, but I look at where he was before and his value. It's still like a massive risk. As much as we know what he's done in Europe, we know what he's done for Sporting as well. The Premiership's always, where we like it or not, the Premiership's always the E-class. Another thing as well, the style of play under Mikel Arteta, I don't care what I understand what Christian says. We create a lot of chances, Yeah, but I still think that even though we create a lot of chances, the most goals he'll score under this system, he won't get 30 goals a season under this manager. No way.
No one will.
He's a signing I hope for the next manager.
There you go, Aaron. I was
you're just gonna say it. Yeah.
He's not meant for Arteta. He's meant for the man that's coming behind him.
We're getting Sesko.
We're in sync, Matty, bruv.
Yeah, and this fan base have absolutely pissed themselves. Fucking, we've got the best striker.
No, we're getting Sesko, man.
I'm convinced we're getting Sesko. I think
we don't get Chris.
Yeah.
What is all that he's done and dealed and he's agreed and everything else on Gyökeres? Why are they all so honestly, it just driving me mad, man.
Hey, do you remember when we thought we were getting Benzema? About
when it was our something in Mill Hill, yeah? Our something in Mill Hill, yeah.
Higuain, that's what I was saying. Higuain, Draxler.
He was there.
Draxler.
That's what we got Ozil instead.
What was it? We had him. Jan and Villa was one of them, wasn't he? He was linked.
Jan Gorkuf was one. That was.
Yeah, I remember that Gorkuf. That was a good while away, wasn't it? Didn't he go to AC Milan or something like that?
Yeah. He retired. That injury did him in.
Yeah. That absolutely.
Hazard. Eden Hazard.
Will Sahar. He was done and dusted. Will Sahar. He had the shirt on and everything.
It was the other one that went to Chelsea. Loic Remy. Yeah, do you remember him?
Matter. We got Matter. Joe EPC. I am. I can show you my Labour Party membership if you want.
Big up Benjamin in the chat. Sesko is very good. He's quick and he's got a good shot power. Cool. He'll be able to run around in the penalty box with 6 defenders around him, waiting for space. I'll try and get some space then. Where's he going to be running to, bro? We literally do this. Side to side to side. Just give him a stand in the penalty box. Where's he going to? Where are you running? Where's he running to? Where's he going to be running, bro? Unless we find a striker that can fucking score a proper header, no point bothering to give him a striker, mate. There's no point. What's a striker going to do? You don't want a striker unless somebody can head a ball, and score with their head quite consistently. What's the point? Because we cross and cross and cross and cross and cross, and it just comes out. Back out, cross again. Back out, cross again.
He's on borrowed time.
Hey, as you can see, this is proof of my membership. EPC.
Jez.
That's me.
Kenny.
What's that?
I've just seen Jez in the chat. Sorry, I've been reading what Jez said in the chat and I called you Jez. Sorry, man.
Big up Jezza.
Yeah, big up the Godfather.
He's probably back from his meal, isn't he?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he just jumped back. I obviously I invited him, but I knew he's got things to do. He's going out for a thing. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Obviously, I'd love to, but this respect, it's too much, too much. But mate, do you know what? As well, just back to this, man. And I always want to come to the Martinelli and Odegaard things. It drives me mad. The 80k that he's on with his first wage, I've started because that was his first when he was loaned to us. We signed him then for 115k. We were so buzzing about his crappy performances for 6 months. Give him an extra 35K. What are we doing? Yeah.
240.
And guess what? The following season, he had one half decent season, and then we more than doubled it from 115 to 240k. That was within the space of 18 months.
And he's done fuck all ever since.
Nothing.
Failed wonder kid, mate. Failed wonder kid.
Yeah.
That's all he is. He's a failed wonder kid with PR, mate.
What Goulier, a Turkish player, do you think he'll do it?
He ain't leaving Madrid.
Yeah, but do you think he'll cook at Madrid eventually?
I think he's class.
But
Endrick. Yeah. Endrick, yeah, I think he'll do all right. The thing is, he don't really get a lot of game time because they've got Mbappe. Yeah, but if a new manager comes in, which they're going to because they're fucking fuming. Yeah, but when a new manager comes in, I think some of them players get a bit more game time. Because they'll start dropping Mbappe here and there. They'll drop Vinny every now and again.
Do you think it's the last chance saloon for some of these stars, or even the big stars?
Madrid. You talking about Madrid?
Yeah.
Well, in what sense?
Well, you know the situation. Look what happened with Chelsea. When Chelsea always think that me or brother
boys
used to have a conversation where we used to say, But no matter how much Chelsea pay you and how much they pay for you, it's normally a 2 or 3 year deal, and they jog you on or F you off and get someone the next cab of the rank. And I think when you're a Galactico, there's no guarantee that if the team doesn't do well or you don't perform, that you're going to be there for the length of your contract. You get moved on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I reckon they'll get rid of Chouameni this summer.
Yeah.
Vasquez will be gone. Chouameni will be gone. Yeah, I reckon they'll probably get rid of Brahim Diaz.
Well,
yeah, no, Jude will still be there.
Yeah, but do you think? Look, how long do you think Jude's got?
1 more year.
Yeah, I'd say maybe one more, maybe max 2, and then I reckon they'll win him. Depends if they're still winning, and they're still doing all right. Yeah, and they're still winning major honours. Then I reckon he'll be all right there. But it depends who the next manager is, isn't it? Yeah, Modric should be gone soon as well. He could be going this summer, but yeah, he probably will go this summer.
Jude Bellingham. Sorry.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sorry. I'm comparing to. I can.
Jude would fit well in our team. Big up Darren in the chat. He would. Yeah, 6 foot, fucking bodybuilder, fucking rugby player or whatever, and just fucking runs and bulldozes the box. Job done, isn't it? And he can head the ball. Yeah.
Box to box.
Yeah.
Cross the ball in. Cross the ball. Cross the ball. Cross the ball.
He's no Paul Scholes, man. So he's overrated for me.
Yeah, he's not all that. It's not all that at all, mate. It's not what people think he is.
No.
Well, we saw some in the Euros. Yeah, there were times when I thought the way he's built. No, he doesn't play like him all the time, but the way he's built, he reminds me of the way he's built as a footballer and the positions he takes.
You're going to say Yaya?
No, he reminds me a bit of a young Ruud Gullit, but he doesn't play like him. But he's built like him in terms of like the
I see where you come from.
He doesn't play as well as Ruud, but it's like when I look at him, I think. But unfortunately, he don't play like Ruud.
No.
But
who does? To be fair,
yeah. But I think that's how they're billing him as the next Ruud Gullit.
Yeah, but that's just all PR. Yeah, as soon as Mbappe's gone in there, his PR's fallen off a cliff. It's all Mbappe hype now.
Yeah, but that's the Galactico. Remember, Beckham had his year, Lizardo de Lima had his year, Zidane had his year. That's the Real Madrid fans who own the club. They won't settle for anything less than Galactico. The only reason why Florentino Perez gets his always gets re-elected is because he promises and delivers a Galactico.
Okay, no, was it Bale? Was it Ronaldo? Then they went and got Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
that summer they got Ronaldo. Yeah, I think Barca did a treble, right?
Yeah.
And they went out there and they got Kaká, world record fee.
Yeah.
Then they broke the world record again and bought Ronaldo. Then they got Benzema, same window. Then they bought Xavi Alonso, same window. Imagine that as a transfer window. Can you imagine that? Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, Benzema, and Xavi Alonso.
Hey,
we're doing it.
Yeah,
we're sitting there going, don't worry, lads. We've got Calafiori. Got Sterling coming in on loan.
Yeah,
and we bought Mikel Marino.
Yeah, Di Maria.
And they signed them as ballers. Sorry, Kenny.
No, you're right. You're right. It sounds bold. But I'm just saying in general, do you remember when they raided Germany for Ozil and who's the other guy who played in that Germany's under 21 team that won the 2009 European Championships under 21? Yeah, they signed Ozil from Werder Bremen, and there was another guy. No, he was a North African guy, born half North African and half German.
Oh, Boateng.
Khedira.
Semi Khedira, yeah.
I thought you meant Boateng. Fucking hell, I was going to say. Yeah, Khedira, yeah.
They went for everyone.
Yeah, this is what they do.
For ages, didn't we?
Hey, oh yeah, Holtby and Woodgate. I remember Woodgate going there. Remember, and he scored an own goal in his first match.
And he got then he didn't see him again for another year. And then he scored. Scored on the game back, I think. Didn't see it. He got injured for the whole year. And then they fucking binned him. There you go.
What a horrendous debut. You can't get much worse than that.
Nah. It's crazy. Nah, fucking mad. I'm getting a beer. I'll be back later.
Everyone's saying Marco Owen.
Marco Owen, man.
Give me 2 seconds. Go
the
on,
fan.
go on. Sorry, Matt. Go on, bro.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, the fan base is just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to move some of these players along so that we can get quality players in this team.
Yeah, got to.
100%, mate.
Has to be done.
100%. It's got to be done, man. But look, I'll nip this back up just for a sec. How are you gonna move Havertz on? Like, how are you gonna move that geezer on for 280k? We bailed Chelsea out, bailed them out.
I would, if I put on my business hat, I would have to say Berta's probably gonna go to him. He's gonna do it this way. He's gonna go to, I call it the nice guy route. He's gonna go in and say, hey man, we need to restructure this deal because we've got to try to move some players. You know, we got to get some players in. They're gonna probably give him another year. And if he says, oh no, I'm gonna stay on this right here, he's gonna say, okay, all right, well, you just stay on that. And then when it's time, he said, you know what, we're just gonna rip this up and we're gonna pay you whatever, and then you're gonna be out of here. You're not going to be able to. Some of these players are going to have to renegotiate contracts.
Yeah, 100%.
Just based off
of Odegaard
renegotiate. If Odegaard happens to stay at this football club, he's going to have to renegotiate. There's no way he should be getting paid what he's getting paid based off of the performance that he's put in this year and last year.
It's horrendous, mate.
Tell you what, though, it just goes to show what this sporting director, the job he's got.
Yeah. That's one of the points.
It also shows why the owners of this club went out and got the best possible man to do it. Can you imagine another rookie coming into the club and having to sort this out?
He'll fuck it up.
Can you imagine the state of the club?
We'll be on our way to relegation.
Right? It's just beyond. So this guy's going to have to come. This is why he's been brought in, and this is what I said when he asked for money in January, and he wanted to buy someone in January. I truly believe the owners got wind of all of this that's gone on that we can see in front of us, and they said to him, "You're not having any more money. We're bringing in a new sporting director." Because you, my friend, have fucked it up and you're not doing it anymore. And that's why I reckon when they come to the training ground, they didn't talk to him. When Kroenke came to the ground, walked straight past him, no conversation, didn't go out for a coffee, didn't go out for a meal, didn't book a restaurant, just completely blanked him, got the next plane back home.
Yeah.
Don't worry, though, guys, because the gal sent me a picture today.
But we beat Real Madrid 3-0.
Don't worry, guys. The gal sent me this picture.
Yeah.
From Cumberland.
Yeah.
And he put underneath it, they are best friends.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
They're best friends, lads. They're best friends.
We'll see when Berta says. We'll see when Berta goes to him. You've got to sell Martinelli, and the manager goes, "I'm not signing him. I'm not getting rid of my best player." Yeah, I'm sorry, but you got to sell Martinelli. And we're going to have to let Megalice go if money comes in for him.
Yeah, we've had 89 million quid bid from Al Ittihad. Yeah, he's going Saudi, mate.
Yeah, and Arteta will go, no, I'm not selling him. I'm telling you, he stays at my club. And Berta is going to go, well, I'm sorry, but
we've accepted the bid, mate.
This is what we're going to have to do. This is what we're going to have to do to balance the books. If you want. If you want a top striker, I've got to do this.
Yeah.
And then it'll be, by the way, we've accepted 130 million for William Saliba from Madrid as well.
Yeah. And then we'll see whether there'll be handshakes after games and jumping on one another's backs.
Yeah.
Trust the process.
Yeah. Creeping off after one.
AJB, you know what Berta going to tell him? You know what Berta going to tell him? He's going to look at him and say, trust the process.
Exactly. Trust the process.
Yeah, Berta will turn around to him and he'll say, what did you say 5 years ago? Trust the process. Well, I'm telling you to trust my process. Yeah.
By the way, if you carry on, there's the door. Use it.
Yeah. And if you carry on, I'll make one phone call to Mr. Kroenke and you can go out the door.
Yeah.
You know what we're going to see, didn't you, boys? We're going to see Charlie Boy Watts writing a new book, The Berta Revolution.
Yeah.
Berta.
But do you know what? It doesn't matter what happens from now on in, guys. It doesn't matter what happens from now on in. We beat Real Madrid 3-0.
Yeah.
That's exactly
live
what
off
it's
it.
going to be.
And that's what they'll live off of.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
They're
had
gonna
one
milk
good
it.
night at the Emirates. One good night in how many years we've been there?
Yeah. How many really good nights or really great results have we had there? Yeah, we beat Barcelona.
Let's
Barcelona.
put it in perspective, right, Lee. Let's
2-1,
put it
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Think of how many games have played at that Emirates. The reason why we not one of the reasons,
How many
not the
games
whole
have we
reason,
played there?
one of the reasons why we moved from Highbury, right? Think of how many games we've had at the Emirates, and everyone's saying that's the best one they've seen.
Rare.
How many
Yeah.
games we played at the Emirates? Here we go. Let's see if we can find it.
You know, there was. You believe it or not, I think the best games at a football club is when you win a semi-final, and then the next game's memory. Like for instance, Chelsea 2018, we beat them in semi-final, second leg, we went through. That was a great atmosphere because we had a cup final. But that's very few and far between. Like for instance, I'd say the best atmosphere I've ever seen at Highbury was in 1988 when we beat Everton in the second leg to get to the Little's Cup final.
Yes,
and that was a situation because obviously that the
Listen,
ground was
I'm taking nothing away from that. I'm taking nothing away, but you've got to come.
There was
back
another
down.
one when Thierry Henry came back.
Against
When Thierry
Leeds.
Henry
Yes,
came back.
yes.
Yeah.
Great
definitely.
It went absolutely mental. Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I mean, that was a great atmosphere the other night. Taking nothing away from it, but sometimes you just have to just keep a lid on it and put things in perspective.
The atmosphere against Atleti was good until Koscielny fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, no,
Yeah.
The atmosphere in the 4-2 against Spurs was decent.
Oh yeah, that you mean when
That was good, wasn't it?
when Ramsey was having it with
Yeah, with fucking what's his name? Fucking Eric. Eric Dyer and fucking what's his name? Nearly caused a riot, didn't they? Fucking North Bank.
Was that when Torreira got the fourth? Was that?
Yeah.
You
know what's funny? I was right behind the Aubameyang shot. Yeah, I knew it was in before he fucking. As soon as it left his foot, we knew it was in.
Oh, right. You curling in, didn't it? Hey, do you remember when I got home later that night? You know, one thing I noticed is I was watching the highlights on Sky. In Gary Neville was a sneak and a grass. Oh, they're fighting! You grass!
Yeah, he's a proper grass. Here he is.
Grass.
It was in the told Ramsey's going to sit back down. It was in the told man. It all kicks off, didn't it?
David Ali and Dyer went, get back to the bench, sit back down on the bench.
Do you remember when we played them in the cup and that fan threw the water bottle and it swonked fucking Dele Alli on the head?
Yeah.
He launched that from about row 20 or something, just swatted him straight on the back of the head.
Yeah, that's when they beat us 2-0 though, isn't it? That's when they beat us 2-0.
They fucking beat us that night. Fuckers.
And Dele Alli scored a worldie.
Yeah. Yeah, that 4-2 game was good. But yeah, look how many we're counting. There's not many, is there? For atmosphere. That atmosphere in the ground. Man United's always half decent atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tottenham, obviously.
Yeah, but when we were 2-0 down against Spurs in 2012, 26th of February 2012, I suppose that was a great atmosphere because, you know, we came back beating 5-2 and Walcott scored 2 goals.
Was that the Aubameyang when he's Adebayor when he got the penalty, or was that the other?
Yeah, yes, the one, yeah. Sahar and Adebayor made it 2-0.
Adebayor got sent off in one of them as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and they 1-0 up. They were murdering us when we won 5-2. They murdered us.
That was when didn't Van Persie score a banger in that? We just spun around, just curled it in.
Yeah, that was a 5-2.
Tanya header, Van Persie, then Rizicki near post.
Man was a baller.
But
can you imagine doing them 5-2 back to back? That's fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're so shit, man. That's why I don't count them as rivals. They're fucking shit. They've been crap my entire life.
Thomas Rizicki.
Martin Yo.
Martin Yo.
The funniest manager they've had for me, was that fucking who was that geezer who came and he had the train ticket. What was his name? See, I'm like you.
Christian Gross.
Yeah, Christian Gross. I say, I'm like you. I came on the train.
There's no bloody tube at Tottenham.
Then he got sacked. They've had some shit, haven't they? You think we're bad, yeah? No, when we're going through that worst 11, fucking hell. Have you seen some of their signings?
Yeah. I've seen them, yeah.
They've had some good ones, though. They've had some good ones. But no, it's mad.
Bale being one of them. We chose fucking Walcott over him, didn't we?
They've had some balls over the years, Spurs.
They've had
Harry Kane.
Very
Yeah,
Kane.
mate.
Nice, isn't it?
Modric as well. How the fuck they landed Modric? I couldn't believe it.
And the boy.
Yeah.
What?
How'd you end up signing Luka Modric?
Gascoigne. Ginola.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Gaza,
a boy
Ginola.
when he left. He was excellent at Newcastle and all.
Jimmy
When he
Green.
never Ginola.
Yeah, Jimmy Greaves. Go on, mate. That's a throwback.
Lineker.
I only
Very
found out
good.
about 18 months ago, yeah, that Jimmy Greaves played for AC Milan.
Yeah.
He won a title there as well, I think.
No, he was only there for
It's like-
about
He played about 9, 10
months.
games.
He scored goals there, but him and his missus couldn't settle in Italy.
Didn't he win a title with them though? Because he
No,
qualified
he was only there. He was only there for. He left Chelsea to go to AC Milan in 1961, and he was only there till the end of '61, and he joined Tottenham. Yeah, after they won the double.
But he still bagged about 15 goals, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh, he was ridiculous, man.
Do you
He's
think?
quite happy there. And they offered him they were by 1961 standards, he was on a good wage. He wouldn't have had to work again if he stayed there for like 2 or 3 years. But his missus couldn't settle. But I think
Stay single, lads. Stay single.
yeah, but I think what it was is that they lost. One of their kids died in childbirth. One of their kids died. I think died.
Oh,
died
that's
quite
sad. I
dead.
didn't know that.
So I think that's probably one of the reasons why they went. It was before they went out though to Italy, and I don't think they ever got over it. You know what I mean?
Do you think we're going to see more Englishmen going abroad now that the Premier League is so bad that they go?
Yeah.
Yep.
The young ones should go abroad.
I mean, what's his name? What's my boy Lee over at Marseille? I know he.
Greenwood. Did you see his winning goal the other day?
No, I didn't.
Oh my days, matey. Yeah, 3-2. I think
Let me go YouTube this right quick.
Mason Greenwood's goal the other day. Oh my days, bruv. I'd take him at Arsenal in a heartbeat.
Do you
I
reckon
don't
he
care
come
about
back
all
to
the ball.
England?
Would he be allowed to come back here?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what
He's better off. He's better off not coming back here. But he probably won't be allowed to come back here because the court of public opinion, won't allow it.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, he did well at Hazard. He won Hazafi Player of the Season. Yeah, now he's balling out of Marseille. Yeah, he won't be in Marseille long. Right, they're a massive club, but he won't be there much longer.
Yeah,
maybe end of the season. He'll be gone.
He's now declared for Jamaica, isn't he? Because England, he won't get his. England won't touch him.
It'd
Was
be.
he allowed to do that? I thought he played for the seniors. No.
What a goal!
Nah.
Yeah, he did.
That's what I'm saying, mate.
Wow.
What a goal!
No, he's never played for the senior. I think you have to play 3 appearances for the senior team.
I know it's crude what I'm saying, but could you imagine if his missus didn't put that video up? He'll be smashing it at Man United now.
Yeah, they wouldn't be 14th or 15th, that's for sure.
Yeah,
They wouldn't have wasted 72 million on that scrub Hoyland either.
I just think his missus has had 2 kids with him since and followed him all over Europe.
Mad, isn't it?
Mm.
Mad.
Kenny.
People just want to chat shit on the internet.
Kenny, I've got one for you here. Super chat from Goonery. Bless up, brother. Kenny, will you ever rate Declan Irish? And he goes on to say, "This is my favourite panel. Big up, brother." Weekly shows needed.
The thing
Easier said than done, but yeah, go on, bro. Go on, Kenny, bro.
Obviously, good at ER, you're based in the Republic. So I'm going to say that Declan English. The thing is that I was told for about the last 18, coming up to 18 months that Declan Rice is a number 6. I need to argue that we've already got a number 6 and he's one of the best in Europe, Thomas Partey, and that Declan Rice played his best football as number 8. Finally, 2 days ago, they finally seen what I'm saying. But I'm in the mud because apparently, if I didn't rate Declan Rice as number 6, I didn't rate him a stop. And I said, yeah. And I am right when I say, you know what? Declan Rice, everyone says we got him for half price. I said twice the price without the extras. Yeah, that's another 6. He's twice the price without the extras. Right? And at number 8, he wasn't cooking like he did on like he has for the last few weeks. So I asked the panel again: is Declan English a number 8, a number 6, or a number 8?
He's a centre back. You can take a free kick.
He's the number 6 for me. I'll be honest. He's the number 6 for me.
I don't think. Go on, actually. So go on.
Yeah. I don't agree with the idea of putting him as a number 8 because he's not that technical. He hasn't got tech and he can't find a part. well, he can't find a pass, and he's not got that number 8 kind of instinct. Where you got the ball, turn around, you already got, you know what you're gonna do. He's a destroyer. That's what he is. But he's one of the reasons why we're strong defensively, to be honest, because we got him and Partey. But in the Real Madrid game, I'll be honest, I didn't see him the first half, and I'm serious. I'm being honest. I didn't see him. But after the free kicks, obviously that's something else that gave him that boost or whatever. But yeah, that's my fault.
Can he run a midfield? Can he run a midfield in the way that Thomas Partey can? Or
No.
If you want to exclude Thomas Partey, can he run a midfield in the guise of a Rodri at Man City?
Nah, these players can break lines, Kenny. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, okay, I get your point. Okay, I get your point. Yeah.
I think with Declan Rice though, he needs
double pivot.
He needs a bit like Gabriel and Saliba. Rice needs that kind of partnership in midfield for him to shine. But having said that, he's one of them players that when he's not playing, you miss him. That's all I say on Rice. He if he wasn't in that midfield, you'd miss him, and that's where he's key, I think. But yeah,
mate, here's a good point as well from Little Tim's. Yeah, big up, brother. We've got to be double careful in this second leg because Partey and Rice. I had to bring it up when you were saying about the Declan Rice and that. Rice and Partey, they get a yellow card in Madrid, and they're out of their next game.
Madrid are going to be doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
Does it count? Does it count in the second leg for the semi?
Yeah.
Does it?
Counts all the way to the final now.
That's worrying. That is worrying.
Do these names ring a bell to you? And because I've been sitting here doing this the whole time we've been chatting. I just want to look at something. Does this name ring a bell? Does Luca Toni rings a bell to you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Luca Toni, yeah.
There's Luca Toni.
Miguel Veloso. Miguel Veloso. Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah,
Veloso, yeah.
There's Rodrigo Palacio ring a bell?
Yeah, Palacio. Yeah.
Y'all ready for this bomb? Y'all ready for this bomb? So, do you realize that these are players that Berta brought to Genoa in 2009? Wow.
Jesus Christ!
Luca Toni
Really?
in there.
Wow.
Luca
To Genoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
To Genoa. Wow.
Wow!
Eduardo Carvalho.
Wow!
This is Genoa, 2010.
Wow.
That's actually crazy.
That's serious, isn't it? That's
He
serious.
also moved.
Tony was a killer. Luca Toni was a
He was
killer.
a boy, man.
Yeah,
Apparently, Joe says in the chat that it don't count past the quarters.
No, I didn't think.
the cards.
Yeah, the cards don't count.
Yeah, once you got the
I
quarter,
was listening to someone else.
I didn't think.
That
I
said the
thought
other
once
way.
you got to the semi, your yellow cards in the previous rounds were
They all
scrapped.
reset. Yeah, they all reset.
They reset. That's what I thought.
Is that right? They're doing that?
Okay.
I mean, well, I hope so.
Yeah,
So it's
no,
reset.
I think it's
So
like,
then, if you get a booking in both semi-finals, you then miss the final. Then
yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happens is that it's resetted in the semi, but if you get a book,
so you got more chance of being able to play in the final. It's
you've
basically
got more
like that.
chances of it carrying on to the final.
He also,
you know, Smackman, if a player gets a booking, I'll take a sub in him, innit? Him. Blatantly.
Depends who it is.
Those signings, but what I'm saying is, you can only make those signings if you stand up to the manager. That. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to say.
JB,
He knows his stuff.
he also sold El Shaarawy to Napoli from Genoa.
Ooh.
Oh my day. Oh, Shaarawy, bro.
How much did he get
That's
for him? Does it tell you?
It doesn't say. Because I forgot El Shaarawy was even at Genoa. I totally forgot about it.
Let's see how much they sold him for. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, but he was there because he was there for 2 years at Genoa.
Napoli, yeah.
20 mil.
Yeah.
Let's see how much they bought him for. El Shaarawy transfers. There we go.
Is he Italian international?
Shaarawy?
El
Yeah,
Shaarawy.
he's Italian. Yeah.
But is he half Egyptian? Or
Do you know he's only 32? Fucking hell, he seems like he's been around forever.
Yeah, he was that good.
El Shaarawy's 32.
Yeah, they sold him for 7 mil. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry, they bought him. No, I'm lying. The way they do this on this website is crazy. His market value was 7 mil. They sold him for 20 mil.
I was going to say, I said 20 mil, didn't I?
Lee, what I told you, I said he's
Wow.
going
20 mil.
he can start moving some players now. So players can start.
And then check this, right? It then goes to AC Milan. His market value has then gone down to 14 mil. They get a 2 million loan fee to Monaco, right? Then he comes back from Monaco, right? And they sell him to Roma for 13 mil.
There you go.
And then Roma get rid of him to Shanghai Shenhua for 16 mil. Then they sell him back to Roma for 8 mil. Oh, sorry, I'm lying. They gave him back for free. Make that make sense?
Wow.
That's fucking crazy. Hey, mate, his movement around fucking these teams is crazy. He ain't really gone for mega money.
Tell you what, mate, he moves.
He's been passed around a lot. That's actually unreal. Yeah, that's crazy. He's another one. Fouled wonder kid. Yeah, he was a goat on FIFA back in the day, man. I swear, with the 5-star skills and all that, he could just run rings around everyone on that game with him.
And he got the haircut. You remember the haircut? He had the funky haircut.
Punk rocker, isn't it?
Yeah, when he was playing for Roma the other week, I was like, what the fuck does he even play? And I looked him up and I was like, right, it's 32. I thought he was like 40.
Hey, he's just one of them that just seems like he's been around for like 20 plus years, doesn't he? 25 years.
Thomas Muller's another one. His mum gave birth and he looked 35 when she birthed him.
Hey, do you remember
when I was a kid?
Hey, do you
He's
remember
leaving, isn't he?
do you remember when they won the World Cup when him and Neuer were attempting to dance?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Proper the Germans as well. Thomas Müller looks proper German, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
He looks proper German.
Bastian Schweinsteiger just looks double German and all, didn't he? Yeah.
That's a proper German name, isn't it? Bastian Schweinsteiger.
German looks, isn't he?
Yeah, proper.
But you know what? When you see those signings, you know, like that I just mentioned, this is why I say he can go find players that somewhere or another they still have some tread on the tires, or they could be useful to the team. Whereas we go out and play, you know, Willian. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling. I mean, then you go back to Wenger with Kim Kallstrom.
Yeah.
Sylvester. Scholastic.
Some of them names.
Socrates.
Hey, Lawrence Emmanuel's has paid a super chat. I speak to him quite a lot. Considering the game against Brentford has nothing at stake, would you rest the team for Wednesday and play the rest?
I'd rest the whole team, every single one of them.
You say that, innit?
I've seen so many people, right, sitting on podcasts this week since yesterday, yeah. Seen a couple of podcasts. I had them on earlier, and when I was driving, and seen people saying like, and on Twitter and that. No, we need to keep this, like some of the players, like keep them up to speed, keep the consistency going. They've all said, the ones I've seen, yeah, we've got to keep going in the league. We don't want to lose second spot. Who gives a fuck?
The second spot, League Gunner. They said the second spot. We're gonna lose second. The second mean that much to y'all?
It does. It does to them. It does. No, it does to them. I'll tell you why it does to them. Because if we finish third, there's a case for us to go, yo, hang on a minute, it's finished third. Yeah.
Yep.
They're more interested in that than they are about fucking winning the league, mate.
Yeah. This weekend should be the Arsenal.
Because that tells you right there. Sorry, mate. That tells you right there, yeah. Right. They would still risk injury to some of our players this weekend because a player could get injured in any game, let's be real, rather than keeping them wrapped up in cotton wool, and flying them out there on fucking Tuesday for the game on Wednesday. Yeah, to go and get the job done. When the game's done, if it is done at half time, half an hour, 40 minutes, we've scored, take a few of them off in the second half. And then go again at the weekend.
But Lee, the same people are saying, if you ask them their score predictions, they're saying they're not predicting a win, they're saying a win, a draw. Even like, Gary Neville's program? What's that program he does, Stick to Football? They've all said it's going to be a draw. And they've all said the same things as you. They talked about the team they got to play. Some agreed with me and said 5, like we did against Everton. Others are saying, nah, get virtually like you, Lee. They're saying, play the kids, stuff it.
What? Why don't we put that striker up front that's been sat on the bench for about a month and a half?
Yeah, but Butler.
Butler, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Butler.
It should be the youth. It should be the youth show.
I think he's got to play. Sterling,
Yeah.
Jorginho,
Yeah.
Tierney,
Zinchenko.
Ben White
Slack.
get some minutes in his legs.
Zinchenko, Ben White,
Yeah.
Kiwior. He's
Would
got
you
to
play
start.
Marino midfield? You play Marino in midfield. You
That's
rest.
what I said. I'd put Trossard in a false 9 and put Mourinho back in midfield alongside Jorginho.
Yeah, and then play Ethan.
And
yeah, put Ethan on the right. Trossard on the number 10, Zinchenko.
Okay.
Well,
That's his actual position.
But they kind of played that kind of team against PSV, innit?
Who's the centre back?
Centre back.
Ben White and Kiwior. When you watch this fucking idiot put Ben White and Kiwior in, and actually, who would we put a right back?
He's going to play Saliba. I promise you, he's played Saliba. He's played Saliba and Kiwior at centre half. I'll put my ass on it.
You made a good point on Deluded when we was on there on Wednesday, Kenny, as well, though. You did say probably start Saliba and Kiwior to build up a little bit of partnership going forward, because they will be the centre-back partnership for the rest of the season, you'd probably think.
You have to have an understanding. I always say that training's like sparring or hitting the pads or hitting a punch bag. Punch bags don't hit back. And when you spar in specific areas where you prepare to neutralise your opponents in the ring. If I'm going to fight Ricky Hatton, I'm getting my sparring partner hit me in the body or go for the body. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Problem is though, Kenny, if Saliba does an injury at the weekend, then what?
We're gone.
It's risk and reward, isn't it? Because
he has played a lot of games, hasn't he?
He has played a lot of games, but going into this season. If we're going to write off the Champions League, right off the Premiership and concentrate on the Champions League, you don't want your centre halves to be strangers.
I Kenny,
didn't they keep? I completely understand that. I just.
What's that, Rashid?
I was going to say, but we kept a clean sheet against Real Madrid, 3-0, and Saliba and Kiwior were. Obviously, Real Madrid missed their chances, but
they've only played together 3 times, though, haven't they? Because obviously he came on after the 15th minute against Fulham, and he came on he played a game against Everton. Obviously, he played Real Madrid. I think that's just 2.5 games to play together. You know me, I'm old-fashioned. I'm one of those people who say goalkeepers should never get rotated and those should be defenders because but in modern football, defenders are footballers now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're playing out of the back. Yep, just like regular people in midfield.
He'll bring Saka on to get more minutes out of him as well. Try and get him up there.
Do you start
a little 20 minutes?
No, I'd start him. I'd start with Sterling. I'd start Sterling.
Yeah.
That's me. I'd bring Marino back in midfield, and then put Trossard false 9, Wanyeri.
What would you do? Put Monero on the left though, if you're not starting Saka, or would you put Monero on the right? If Trossard's up top, are you playing them? You'd step Martin, would you?
Probably start Martinelli on the left. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, the trouble is the size of our squad. He ain't got a lot of choice, really. He's going to have to start some of the big names. He can't rest.
That's going to be the conundrum. Once we get through it this round, we see it out, and we get to the next round. That's going to be a major conundrum because he's going to have to navigate, those 2 legs and try to keep these players healthy.
And let's be honest, PSG look a much better outfit than Madrid this season.
Well, then we'll be fucking running around a lot more than we were against Madrid. That's for sure.
That dude,
man. Ray's got to play well.
That Kivas.
Whatever his name is.
That's his name?
Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Really good.
I reckon he could keep Marino up top and put Zinchenko in the midfield.
Could do.
With that, and then you have your 2 wingers, didn't you?
What's Butler doing?
You could have Nwaneri and then Sterling on the other side.
You know what? I'll put my house on that. Declan Rice will go up to say, mate, come on, mate, give us a game, mate. I can't. I need rhythm.
He can't play Rice. I'm sorry.
I know can't, but I bet Declan Rice will be at the manager. Say, come on, mate, help me out a bit. I want to play.
Yeah,
I think Arteta said that he went off because he had an injury in his foot or something. It was probably his toe, mate. That's still probably broken.
Yeah, I mean, you said harder you kick that ball, his foot was hurting. Yeah, you bring the kids up. Bring the kids up.
You know the World Cup coming up. It's all going to watch next season. Thomas Tuchel's going to want his dating in English and his Bakayo, mate, fit and raring to go, mate.
Bring the kids out this weekend. Get a Butler. Go ahead and have the youth showcase. Yeah, y'all remember? You remember back in the day about this time? Vengo would start rolling out the kids about this time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, he would have had the kids out. Yeah, he'd have.
Hey, I wonder what happened to Sanchez.
Get Downman. Get the young Downman.
Anyone know what happened to Sanchez? What? How his career went?
He's 15. I think you got to be 16 to be in the Premier League.
Where did he go?
Who Sanchez? What happened to
Bolton or somewhere?
Went to Barnsley. Didn't he go to Barnsley or something like that?
Yeah.
He went somewhat odd.
Hey, I hear you say, hey, G, Guna ER, I'm sorry, mate. I know you're from the Republic, mate, but Declan Rice was singing the Republic of Ireland anthem. He was interviewed by Reddy's television Aaron, and he was saying how proud he was to be Irish. And all of a sudden, England got to the semi-finals of the World Cup in 2018, and all of a sudden, mate, that passport got thrown in a bin. He remembered he's got a British passport, and he said, Gareth, where should I meet you up? Either services or St George's Park.
Sanchez, played for Colchester, Leeds United, Hemel Hempstead, Crawley, Wealdstone, Kerala Blasters in the Indian Premier League. Yeah, wow. Sheffield Wednesday, Southend United, and Arsenal. The most goals he scored in a season was 17 for our under-21s.
Do you remember we had a young Italian coming through called Arturo Lupoli?
Yeah,
He used to kill it at the what do you call it, like youth level. He was like scoring goals for absolute fun, and then he just never cut the mustard, did he?
Hey, guys, though, Henry Lansbury scored in North London derby.
Yeah, I remember him. Yep,
he lives in Milton Keynes, Kenny. I used to see him when I used to get my car washed. Yeah, that's when he was at Arsenal Academy as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, where did he go after that?
Forest,
was it Villa?
Villa. Yeah, Forest.
Well, Forest as well. He had a good career there.
Forest, that's it. Forest, yeah. He lived in MK. Yeah, if I can, every Friday I go and get my car cleaned. Down the car wash around the corner for mine. It'd be there.
I'm going to tell you how sad I am. In 2009, I went to a North London derby youth game at Tottenham Hospital's ground, White Lane. Arsenal beat Tottenham 3-1, and in that team was J. Emmanuel Thomas, Jack Wilshere, Francis Coquelin, Frimpong, who's played in that team. Yeah,
the rapper,
like the core of the team. And I was thinking, bloody hell! I wonder which one were going to make it. And I thought, right, Jack was going to definitely make it. But I actually, believe it or not, the best player on the pitch was Frimpong.
Dench.
Dench. Who was it he's related to? Which rapper is it he's fucking related to?
Lethal Bizzle.
That's it, Lethal Bizzle, that's it, yeah. Didn't he go to Greece at one point? He was in Greece when he
was in Russia.
That's it, Russia. That's it, Russia he fucking went.
But Frimpong was brilliant in that game. So was Coquelin was brilliant there. J. Emmanuel Thomas scored a couple of goals. And I thought he did. Henry Lansbury was playing in that game as well. And it was and I was thinking, bloody hell, because Spurs, I think Ryan Mason was playing for them in that game. Yeah, that was it, 2009. Trust me, mate. And the away end was packed full of Gooners as well.
Was that the year after they won the Carabao Cup? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it was the youth. It was a youth quarter final. Arsenal Tottenham. Spurs went 1-0 up. And Arsenal replied with 3 goals.
That's mad.
Boom. Fucking double boom. Do you know what makes me fucking laugh? Yeah. What was it? Not this comment. Where is it? Oh, I fucking lost it. Jesus Christ. Hang on a minute. I'm having a fucking biblical stinker here. Oh, I've lost the comment. I thought I'd starred it. Nope. Sorry about that. I can't think. I had a little point about someone brought up a little player. I can't think what it was. Do you know you were saying earlier on Jez's show about all the players? Someone mentioned a little player up front. Was it Fran Merida?
Yeah.
Little Fran Merida. Do you remember that? Do you know what?
Yeah.
someone mentioned it in the chat, and I tried saying it to you on Jez's thing, but he was skipping through the things like quite mad. I was at the Liverpool game at the Emirates. Do you remember in the Carabao Cup, and he scored an absolute worldie? 2-1, we beat Liverpool. Was it in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup? I can't think. He absolutely pinged it in. Someone put Fran Reader in the chat there, and I just constantly remember that goal. It was a belter at the Emirates. That was.
Do you know one of the players we forgot to mention, and no one mentioned him in the chat when we was doing our worst 11? David Bentley.
Oh man!
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
He was hyped up, and then
and no one mentioned him. David Bentley. You remember him?
Spurs.
Yeah, I remember that goal.
Yeah, Spurs. Yeah,
he was at Ascot, wasn't he? He was doing the old. He was at Ascot. Yeah.
You know. Funny you say that because I speak to a Spurs fan, a good mate of mine at work, and he said to me, despite he scoring that worldie against Arsenal, they used to say he used to try it in every game he played at Spurs. Spurs fans.
It would be Almunia that fucking fell for it, wasn't it?
Yeah, who was it in goal when Danny Rose slapped one as well? Do you remember that? Was that
Almunia as well?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Almunia.
Almunia that was a rocket, wasn't it?
He had some.
Almunia was in goal when Ronaldo scored a fucking 95-yard free kick as well.
Yeah. Knuckleball.
Hey,
right hand side. Never forget it.
Hey, do you remember when Man United beat us 4-2? You know, like, remember the tunnel incident with Roy Keane and Vieira? Almunia won that game as well. And that was his last game for Arsenal for about 3 years. It was 2.5 years. His last game for Arsenal.
Fucking terrible, wasn't
he? Yeah, and the only reason why Almunia started games ahead of Lehmann because he looked good in training, and he's making worldies in training.
Do you remember when he tried getting in the England squad?
Yeah, I know. Lehmann used to refuse to train with him. When he took Lehmann's
really?
When you used to go to games at the Emirates, the goalkeepers worked together. Lehmann refused to work with him because Lehmann rightly saw it as a piss take that Wenger played that clown ahead of him.
Oh shit!
I just see it with my own eyes. I just see it. Lehmann used to refuse to train with him, and when you went, I can't believe it that I'm at a club where my colleague hates me.
Don't be
shit.
It was
article, Kenny, I think I remember reading in the article, years back. They had the two clash at practice a lot.
Yeah.
This was way back in the day.
Lee, bro, you need to bounce, aren't you, my man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm knackered, man. I'm going to bed.
I've got work tomorrow as well, so I'm going to have to leave you as well.
Thank you very much.
I'll work early morning work.
Yep, I'm
man.
Here to scoot as well, man.
Yeah. We'll just wrap up now. Do you know what I mean? I think that's fair. You know what I mean? We've gone for 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? I think that's about right. Kenny, what you got coming up, bruv? Thank you very much for joining me, man.
I'm with Lee. I'm with Lee after the Brentford game. That's
nice.
So because I like to wait around the ground. Sometimes it's authentic to do the interviews outside ground. I'll try to stay as long as I can, but trouble is I have so many arguments with Arteta. There's one friend of mine, very good friend. He's an Arteta, and he's so remarks everything I say on Lee's channel, on Jez's channel, on Dan's channel. And if I'm doing a story, if he feels that I'm stating a fact instead of an opinion, if we don't have a battle on the phone after the game for about an hour, we're going to hammer and tong. Good, and we're good mates. But he says that every time he watches me on the reason he says, I said to him, why do you always question me? He goes, well, because you talk shit, Ken.
You need a new friend. You need a new friend, Ken.
That's his words. You talk shit, and if you put it, he says he told Hoggy's met him. That's what he says to me. Yeah, you talk shit, Ken. So I'm going to fucking pull you up in it.
I'm gonna ask a question, Aaron. I see Liam ask a question. Did I ever read papers in the States? Yeah, I did. It was a website back in the day. I used to be called News of the World, and you could read world newspapers, which I always have been a fan of international news anyway, because I know most times, over here in the States, our news can be pretty biased. So I like to read the news from across the world anyway. So I was already reading international newspapers to see what was going on and what was being said. So yeah, I typically keep up with international news. So I'm typically reading sports. So
yeah, hey, Matty, in this country, we used to have a paper called the News of the World, but it wasn't your News of the World. It's basically like actors and pop stars where stupid little tarts are selling stories about how many times they got shagged. It could be 5 times a night, or maybe once, or sometimes it couldn't get it up, but they still start story. Come on, you know about it, Lee. You know you've had this by the News of the World, Lee. You know it. You know about that.
Yep, News of the World. Yeah, the Daily Star. What was the other one? Fucking Star. Yeah, Star on Sunday. Right. What was the other one? What was the other? There was another
Liam's added it in.
Yeah, Daily Sport. That's it. The Daily Sport. All the perverts used to buy that one, mate.
Yeah, like 15p back in the day or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? Just cheap and sleazy.
No, never bought it, Aaron.
Yeah. Me neither.
No, he robbed it instead.
Seriously, that was always like a kiss and tell.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Nuts magazine, like all of these magazines, man. Yeah, everything. That was what's his name was like the top boy for that, Max Clifford, wasn't it?
That's right.
He fucking loved a little bit of that. He's like Terry Flowers is like the Max Clifford of YouTube, bruv.
Whenever any these women of ill repute want to sell a story, they went to Max Clifford, and he's to take a cut of their fee in it.
Fucking unbelievable.
We had a magazine over here, 442. It's still running 442, so I used to keep up with stuff as well back in the day.
100%.
Lee had a subscription. Get out of here, you dick. This guy, bro.
Big up, good man. He's a funny fucker, isn't he? What you got coming up, Rashid, brother?
Hey, big up. Thanks for having me on again. Big up to you, Matty, DJB, and of course Lee. I've got a show tomorrow. I'm gonna do with Lion Text. We're gonna be talking about the game a little bit at 8 o'clock. So yeah, come catch a vibe with us. It'll be on my channel and his channel at the same time. But yeah, and then I'm gonna be doing a little build up to the game, like our Arsenal Brentford. We're gonna just be, just to be talking about the game, team news, banter, whatever. Like 1 hour and a half before the game. So yeah, that's what I got going on.
Buzzing, man. No, and appreciate you giving me your time as well, man. Matty, thank you, man. Appreciate it. You know it, brother. 100%, man. Got a lot of time for you boys. Thank you very much for coming on. What you got coming up, bruv?
Saturday I'll be doing the sleep along with Lee.
We'll be sleep along.
Yeah, we'll be talking about everything but the game, and then we'll be doing the fan cam, and then that's pretty much about it. And then we'll get ready for the show on Monday, and then I'm sure we'll be talking about making sure we can close this tie out with Madrid.
Emergency meeting.
Meeting.
Yeah. There'll be an emergency meeting.
Yeah, we shall be there.
He's gonna be discussing why the emergency meeting Saturday is gonna be why is Butler not playing? Why we keep putting this player on the team on the bench habitually?
Well, how comes Raheem Sterling still can't score a goal or cross a ball or do his laces up?
The other thing about your emergency meetings, there's one guy I recommended the emergency meeting. He said, Ken, how can I go to an emergency meeting when there's no emergency? I said, you're not good.
Do you know what you should say? Because I get told that was, what's the emergency? It's now gone midnight, so it's now 1,712 days without a trophy.
Exactly.
Your emergency meetings are very much are watched by your friends and enemies.
I know, it's great. It's hilarious.
We've had some
legendary emergency.
Yeah, we need a bit of stamina for him and all, didn't we?
I tell you what,
20 minutes is 2 hours, isn't it?
A bit of Red Bull in the end as well.
Hey, I tell you what,
I'm going out today, man.
We blow this game on Wednesday. It's gonna be a 32-hour.
Bro, I swear.
If you blow this game Wednesday, I'll be straight on to the old
If we blow that game on Wednesday, I swear I won't even do fan camps. I'll just keep the watch along going.
Roll right into it. Let's
just carry on.
Yeah. Sack him now would be the headlines, wouldn't it? Right now.
Yeah.
No,
DJ, what you got coming up, Rob?
Not a lot. Gonna keep an eye on the Masters, bit of the old golf because you got the Masters. Do
you play golf, DJ? Sorry to cut. Do you play golf? Do you? I think I asked you that the other day, didn't I?
Yeah. I used to. I don't so much now, but I still like watching the Masters. That's down in you know, this in the US there, so that's be interesting. Yeah, the weekend, there's obviously the football. I'm a bit busy this weekend because it's birthdays. I've got all the birthdays. They've all come at once. 30th, 60th, 40th. They've all come sort of like now. So I've got
Easter's next week, isn't it?
Aye?
Easter's next week, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've got my boy's birthday over Easter. I've got 30th. I've got So this weekend I'm sort of bit busy with doing sort of a bit of family stuff, but then obviously next week I'll be around for Lee's and bits and bobs. So yeah, all good, man. All good. I'm around on the streams, supporting every ways. Me and Kenny must be sick and tired of one another.
Hey! I'll tell you one thing. If I know that we're like Bostic brothers. If you're going Ipswich away, you go Ipswich away.
I think I am because my boy lives up.
Oh my god! So we are definitely like.
You going as well, Kenny?
Yeah, it's Andy Nunn's 40th.
Fucking hell! I thought he was older than that. Tell him I said that as well. Tell him I said that.
It's Andy Nunn's 40th, and quite a lot of people going. So I'm just going down for the day for the match, and
you're only going down for the 40th, aren't you? So you can get a Ribena.
Yeah, right there, double Ribena, please.
Some of them are staying over, and I thought, you know what? I don't know what it's like at Suffolk, and I don't think it's a hard sell during the Easter.
Having said that, when is the Ipswich game, Kenny?
Easter Sunday, 2:00 kickoff.
Oh,
and the train. You know what?
I want to go, but yeah.
But the trains as well. The trains. There's train. You got to have like I said, replacement buses for part of the journey because normally it's an hour from.
I'll drive.
Yeah, so I'll already put my train from London, Liverpool Street to go to the game.
That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? What team do we put out of that if we're in the semi?
The same as the one with Brentford, isn't it?
Oh shit! We got
Crystal
Palace. We've got Crystal Palace 3 days afterwards, isn't it? It's against
the Eddie and Nketiah derby.
He'll score.
Yeah, he probably will.
Scored.
He's got 5 goals. I think 4 or 5 goals.
He got a little header against us and all, didn't he? In the when the ball was all right.
He's in the FA Cup.
Yeah, he is. Him and Tina Turner. Yeah, fucking what's his name? Fucking Matt Turner. He's on the bench, isn't he? Can't get a game at Palace.
Would you like to see Palace win the FA Cup? I would.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him win it.
You know what? Jack Ramsey, you can see his team win a trophy. He's never seen his team win a trophy.
I'd like to see Palace.
Yeah, to be fair, I like Palace. I do like Palace. But I like Villa as well. One of my pals supports Aston Villa. Yeah, and he keeps winding me up. He goes, "Don't dare let us win these fucking cups, mate." He goes, "Don't dare let us win these cups with your old manager."
The future king supports Aston Villa. The future king.
Do you know I'm older than him? And look how fucked he looks. You see him in the crowd the other night, mate. He ain't got a hard life, has he? He's got a dolly bird on his arm. Yeah, he lives in a palace. Yeah, he's caked. Gets VIP everywhere, and fucking he's balder than Matty. Streamline.
Everyone's scratching their hair thinking,
I'm getting there, mate. Fuck it, this club will be the death of me.
Pressure, though. It's the pressure of being a royal, isn't it?
Arteta's not been too kind to those hair follicles, have they, man? You know what I mean? Fuck Arteta. Lee, big up. Captain Lee.
Captain
What you
Lee.
got coming up,
Captain Lee.
Captain, mate.
I'm going to bed. I know that's what I'm doing. I'm going to bed, mate. I'm fucking knackered today. I was up at midday as well. I was up. But, we went to bed late last night, didn't we, DJ? We sat up for fucking ages.
Late last night?
Was that
delivering milk, my trains running, fucking birds singing. It was all
I think I got him. But
hey, JB, I've been through that one. I've seen the sun come up on him. I've literally seen.
I've
seen my kids come down and go, "Oh,
the sun coming up." I've got people going to work. I've got postman posting through me letterbox.
I know exactly when it's 7 a.m. because my next door neighbour goes bang out of his front door at 7 a.m. on the dot every morning. Man, I didn't go out. I was like, "Shit, DJ, we need to go to bed." 7 a.m.
Good job, I'm on holiday, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I was back up at midday. I'm fucking knackered, mate. That's why I was going to go live on my channel, but no, fuck it.
Blood pressure, mate.
Right, well, I'll be thinking of that on Wednesday, Kenny.
I know.
if they score in the first 5 minutes, mate, we'll be fucked.
Oh, don't even want to
Yes,
think
forget a
about
red card or give a penalty away or something, mate. Oh my days, no.
What's the prediction? What's the prediction for Saturday then? What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
A draw.
You're gonna get a draw. Get a draw.
Yeah, draw.
We'll lose. I reckon we'll lose.
I reckon a stinky 1-1.
I don't think we'll win.
No, we won't win.
I can't see him putting a full strength team out, so we ain't winning, are we?
No,
Yeah, they've got Mbwemu, they've got Wissa.
2-1. 2-1. I can see 2-1 perfect. I can see that.
Yeah,
How did
2-1.
the Hammers turn over Liverpool and we draw again?
It's never going to happen. The Hammers, Liverpool going to smash them. You know what? We're actually doing Liverpool a favour by playing these weakened teams because they can win the title by it's a Sunday at this rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if they would have won last week and won this week, I think they'd have won that sold it up this week.
Yeah.
So if they win this weekend and win, if they win next week, win this weekend and win next weekend, they champ.
Hasn't the league been bad? Hasn't it been bad?
Oh, it's been shit.
Really?
Yeah, if they win all their games, though, they get 94 points, is it?
Yeah, City
Is that including the draw, though?
Yeah.
How many games they got
Maybe
left?
92 now.
They got 7 games left.
Yeah.
So they're on 73. No, they got 8. Yeah, 7 games.
Yeah, so
Sorry. 21. They can get 9. Yeah, they can get 94.
Yeah.
That just shows how crap the rest of us have been, isn't it? Because they can still get 94.
We be saying about 72 points.
And we're sitting there on 62. And
Hey,
they're on
Lee.
70.
They talking about challenging. Hey, we challenged Liverpool this year.
I think the biggest gap from
We're in
first
a
and
title
second.
race over my dead body.
Yeah, the biggest gap between first and second, I think, has been 18
Over
points.
my dead body, man.
Yeah, you watch them get more than 18 points.
Was that Marino? So Mourinho and Pep.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. When Jose finished second, yeah.
And he said that was the best ever achievement.
Yeah, he's a gaslighting fuck, that
No,
Jose,
you're not.
man. I swear to God, he's a fucking blagger, isn't he?
You got a life in you.
I love it, man. He's banned again. He grabbed up the Galatasaray manager's nose the other day at the end of the game.
Oh, red
Oh my
He got banned for 3
little
games.
shit out in.
Is it Real Madrid when he stuck his finger at the late
He's quality.
Tito Villanova. He stuck his finger in.
Villanova's eye?
But that's what I'm saying. But he's got trophies in the bag, and he so like he gets. What can you say? He's been there and done it, and he.
I hope Jose cuts his fingernails, mate, and like fingernail in the eye. It's not
Hey man,
good.
hey, Bertha slapped somebody. It
Yeah.
was it was in the
Is
it
it?
was in what game was it? It was one because I seen the video where it was Athletic played somebody. He went up to him and then Bertha kind of
Probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he gives Mikel one of them.
I've got news for you,
Back
man.
on
He'd be punching somebody by next season.
Hey bro.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm looking at it now. He fucking squared up to him and jabbed him in the side of the face.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm really gonna have to go, so I'm gonna.
We'll wrap up.
Kenny, I'd like to say cheerio, and I'm sick of the bloody sight of you. See you later, mate.
You don't mean that. You don't
I'm
mean
only
that.
joking. I'm only
See you later,
joking.
Kenny. See you
Love
later,
you,
Kenny,
man.
man.
You take
We'll
care.
wrap up.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure, everyone.
Well,
Chat,
thanks.
absolutely fantastic, and thank you very much, everyone, for everyone.
Pleasure.
I'll close up,
Bless.
otherwise we'll just
Thanks for having me on, man. Big up the
No,
chat, big
thank
up
you
the
very
panel
much,
always.
everyone.
Yeah. Much love.
Always, man. Take care, everyone, man. Big up. I'll take.
Take care, of chat. Take care, everyone. Bless up.
Roberto
Bless.
Di Matteo.
Buttery.